In the first ever Canada Cup appearance for the Germans, a lopsided 7-2 loss to Canada. Still, goaltender Carl Friesen was the star of the show. The Czechs opened with a 3-0 loss to the Soviets. 19-year-old Dominik Hasek was in goal for the loss. Tonight, the Czechs will go with 24-year-old Jaromir Schindel. From the Gardens in London, Ontario, it's Germany and Czechoslovakia. Hello, I'm John Wells, and the storyline here in London tonight, two teams looking for their first win of the tournament. The Czechs, overwhelming favorites against Germany, a team making strides in international hockey, but still a long way from challenging for the trophy this time. For the German national team, Canada Cup '84 is a first-time experience. Here's Howie Meeker.
Well, they tell me that by European standards, this German hockey club are good checkers. They're not adverse to taking the man. They'll have to do that tonight, and that's the good news. The bad news is that Eric Kuhnhenkel, their big shooter, the Wayne Gretzky of Germany, is not here. He has a leg injury. There is some local interest. 3 Canadians in the German lineup. Carl Friesen plays goal and plays it very well. Manfred Wolf is a center, and Roy Rutger plays right wing. Back to you, John.
Howie, the Czechs won a silver medal in Sarajevo in February, but they lost to the Soviets once more, 2-0. So it's a team building for the future. There are stars on board like Yuri Lala and Yuri Dudacek, both experienced international scorers and performers. But the Czechs are here in Canada with a future in mind. 7 players on the roster are 20 years of age and under. Tonight, Czechoslovakia and Germany on Canada Cup '84 from TSN.
Steve, Greg, Mario, Tommy, come on, Mike. I guess that leaves Albert. Hey, he's your kid, brother. You take him. Come on, Albert.
At Canadian Tire, we carry the best names in hockey. Bauer, Cooper, CCM, but we're just the beginning. How far you go depends on you.
Oh, I sure wish we had a guy like Albert.
Yeah.
When you buy a new car, you want to keep it looking new. And that's easy with Armor All Protectant. A scientific formula that took a polymer chemist 10 years to develop. It helps keep rubber, vinyl, leather, and plastic looking new. So even though you can't keep your car from getting old, you can keep it from looking old. Armor All. It's science, but it works like magic.
Welcome to Big Al's, the copier king. So, you want reduction, enlargement, triple cassettes, feeder sorter? Right this way, my man. What's that? You only want to spend how much?
Don't get talked into a big overpriced copier. Astor Metaman for Meta's 213 RE copier with big copier features at a very low price.
How about this baby? Only used once by an 80-year-old secretary. Where you going? Nice hanky.
Meta, full-service copiers.
Welcome back to TSN Control. My name is Jim Van Horn for this special double-header hockey presentation tonight of the Canada Cup tournament. We're standing by, getting ready to go to London, Ontario for the game tonight between Czechoslovakia and Germany, both teams looking for their first wins in this tournament. Czechoslovakia, I would imagine, would have to be slight favorites to defeat the young, inexperienced German squad in tonight's hockey action, but we'll just have to wait and see. In international hockey, nothing can be predetermined, and on any given night, any team could beat just about any other team. We're pleased to welcome as our expert and analyst tonight to this hockey game and the next one, Roger Nielsen, the assistant coach of the Chicago Blackhawks, who has extensive NHL experience, plus experience on the international level as well. Former NHL referee Bruce Hood is also going to be joining us tonight with his comments on tonight's hockey games and maybe a few other things as well. And Bruce, we'd like to get this thing started by asking you what can we expect from this hockey game between these two teams?
Well, Jim, I think that, or at least I heard yesterday that the Germans said that the Czechs are one team they can beat, so that's interesting off the top. I think you're going to see a lot of pushing and shoving in the corners because I think Germany is going to try to get the Czechs off their game. The Czechs went out the night, or 2 nights ago and played probably their best game in a long while and come up scoreless. They may be frustrated, may not be up as much as they should be, so I think the Germans will try to carry it to them and bump them a bit.
Roger? Do you think that's the way it's going to go?
I don't know. I think the Czechs are really going to be ready tonight. I mean, I think they're winless now in their last 5 games. I think they're going to come out really flying. I think the Germans are in for a tough time, and I would say that the only hope for the Germans would be to forget the flood forechecking that they've been doing, have foremen back across the blue line, and gamble that the Czechs won't shoot it in and try to score on their counters. But I think the player to watch tonight is Igor Liba. He's the best player in Czech hockey, and the Russians really held him scoreless, and I think tonight he'll be flying.
This is a big treat for the hockey fan in London, Ontario. It's not very often that they get a chance to see international hockey of this caliber, especially when you have former world champions like Czechoslovakia playing in their own rink. It's got to be quite an experience for these people.
It sure is. We attended the game there last week, and the Fog Bowl, the famous Fog Bowl, and fortunately we're not going to have that tonight. And the people were really excited. As a matter of fact, when they announced they were going to play straight time because of the fog, they booed. They didn't want to see it, even though the score was 7-0 at the time. They were enjoying it.
Bruce, are you expecting a chippy kind of a hockey game tonight?
I think they'll be a little bit off the start. I think they'll try, Germany especially will try to give the Czechs a little shot.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see what happens with the game at London, Ontario, and standing by, getting ready for the game between Czechoslovakia and Germany. Let's now go to center ice for the official presentation before the game.
Good evening once more. We're live in London, Ontario at the Gardens. Canada Cup 84 continues. John Wells along with Howie Meeker, and the matchup tonight, Czechoslovakia and Germany. Both teams are looking for their first victory of this Canada Cup showdown so far. The Soviets beating Czechoslovakia 3-0 the other evening, and Germany lining up against Team Canada in their first match in Montreal and coming up on the wrong end of a 7-2 score. Howie, what do you look for tonight?
Well, I look for Friesen to play extremely well on goal for Germany again. Otherwise, it could be kind of a disastrous affair. But certainly what I'm, again, most interested in is just to see whether it's going to be an exhibition of speed, skill, and finesse, or whether there's going to be a little bodily contact in it to remind Canadians of NHL and the way we play our game.
And he is accompanied by 10-year-old Kelly Corpse, the ESO Medal of Achievement Award winner.
Ready now for the official opening ceremony here at the Gardens in London.
To perform the ceremonial face-off, we are pleased, through the courtesy of ESO, to present 3 of Canada's greatest athletes and all swimming medal winners for Canada at the LA Olympic Games. Michelle McPherson,
Canada's 45 medal winners from the Los Angeles Games on hand here tonight.
Now, as is the custom in international hockey, the 2 team captains will exchange gifts.
Pair of 19s, the captains of their respective teams, Berdiner of Germany and Vladimir Calder of Czechoslovakia. And Calder forgot the presentation here. The exchange is now made. Long-standing tradition of international hockey, no matter where the matches are played.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the national anthem of the organizing country, Canada, sung by Carl Zugan and played by Alex Clark, the organizer.
starting goaltenders for this evening. 24-year-old Jaromir Schindel is in goal for Czechoslovakia, his first Canada Cup appearance here in London tonight. And for Germany, we talked a little bit about Carl Friesen, a 25-year-old, a native of Winnipeg, Manitoba. And this is his 50th game for the German national team. The referees tonight, Ron Wicks, and the linesmen, Gerald Gauthier and Ron Finn, all from the National Hockey League. So a North American contingent will be in charge of this game tonight between Czechoslovakia and Germany. Both teams at 0-1 in the Canada Cup standings. The United States and Canada technically lead the Canada Cup standings with 3 points on a win and a tie. The Soviets, though, are unbeaten and have 2 points in the standings. So Canada, United States, 3 points in total. The Soviets have 2, and the Soviets will play later this evening.
Seems to me the trend in the goalkeeping, especially the size in the National Hockey League in recent years, has gone to the more small, mobile, stand-up, attack-the-shooter goaltender. Here, though, tonight, both goaltenders, Schindel, he's a huge man, and so is Friesen. So it's going to be interesting to see just how mobile they are.
Carl Friesen was the star of the game the other night against Canada, and he let in 7 goals, Howie.
Someone must have felt sorry for him. Somewhere along the line, he had to be fantastic, though.
Well, he made some key saves, and he made some big saves, and not too many people seem to be arguing about that selection.
Goodness gracious, he's big. Look at the size of those pads. If I got behind him, all you'd see sticking over the top of the pad would be my hair. Gray at that.
Igor Liba will start on left wing for Czechoslovakia. Spazil is the center, number 22. And on the right side, number 29, Lukács. From the opening faceoff back into Czechoslovakian territory. Now they're on the move. The Czechs come out to the blue line. A pass just failed to click. It's into the German zone and picked up by Kuhl. Kuhl around the boards and tried to play it to center ice. And the play broken up there by the Czechs. Now the Germans continue in. Kuhl going right in, takes the shot just wide of the net. Schindel a little lucky on that play. Another shot from Germany, and the Czechs regroup and come out of their own zone. This is Igor Liba. Liba still has it in around behind the goal. Can't clear it out in front. Tight checking by the Germans in their own zone as they battle to come up with it. And it's held along the boards. We'll have the first face-off in German territory. To the left of goaltender Carl Friesen.
Well, there, I don't think that's the Czech coach there. That's the Czech coach, Ludy Bukac, and he has spent considerable time in Canada. And I talked to him for a moment tonight, and he said the 2 things he earned is that the enthusiasm, the embeddedness of the Canadian game or the Canadian hockey player, and the discipline. And sometimes I doubt discipline, but anyways, that's what he said was most important here.
Friesen, a great save right off the face-off. It came right out in front, and the shot from Yuri Lala was right on Friesen as Germany had some problems clearing in their own zone. Just about a costly mistake.
Well, I just about talked my way through that, but I'll tell you something. Just a great, great save by Friesen. Again, it was home free, and I'm sitting here talking, and I said, well, it's 1-0. I broke a cardinal rule.
So Friesen has the first big save of the game. A chance at either end, and it's still scoreless early in the first period here. Another shot, Friesen to save. And he holds on. Vladimir Ruzicka had the shot from the sharp angle. Friesen, not much difficulty with that one, although he might have been shaken up slightly on the play.
Well, Xaver Unsen is the German coach, and I've talked to people who have been following the rise of the caliber of the German hockey organization in Europe, and they said this fella here is a very, very smart hockey man. He has discipline on his team. He has the respect of all his players. And certainly a large portion of the credit for beating out Finland has to go to him.
Right from the faceoff, back to Horvath. His shot blocked by the defense. Germany takes control in its own zone. Back up to center ice. Hupner can't quite pick it up for Germany. This is Lala for Czechoslovakia. And center ice back to the blue line. Broken up there by the Germans. Now loose puck in the center ice area. Claimed by Sharp. Sharp fires it into the Czechoslovakian zone. And it's cleared all the way down the ice. Scoreless in the early going here in London, Ontario. Canada Cup 84, Czechoslovakia and West Germany.
Tony Tanti Jim Beplinski, Kevin Lowe, Rick Vine, Norm Rochefort, Dale Howardchuk, Guy Carbonneau. 7 pros racing against the clock. Who will be the winner? If you select him, you can win one of 7 Chrysler lasers in Gillette's Super Skater Contest. So enter where you see this Gillette display and act fast.
John, I have a very interesting observation. Twice already, the Czechoslovakia team went in control of the puck, flooded zone, 4 guys down one side, and they sneak a guy down the open side, and it's almost worked twice.
From the face-off in the Czech zone. Czechoslovakia in control, almost broken up there by 22. Rutger, he's one of 3 Canadians on this West German team. Loose puck out in front, and a shot saved by Schindel. Czechs having problems in their own zone. Still the Germans forcing every move. Another loose puck claimed by Germany. Shot by Obresa. And now Czechs take over and start back. Again, the Germans fire it right back in. Shot is on. No problem for Schindel, who clears it over to the left side. And it's jammed along the boards.
Ahoo! We're going to have a dandy tonight. How about that German team, the way they're forechecking? They're not sending 1 man in, 2 men in. They're sending 3 men in deep and causing the Czechs all kinds of problems with their forechecking. Ho-ho! There's a change, and it's going to be great.
You were talking, Howie, earlier about how close checking the Germans like to play this style of hockey.
Well, I thought they'd play that way in their own end and maybe give up the middle of the ice, but they're not doing that. And you just saw a moment ago, Dudacek, Yuri Dudacek, drafted by Buffalo a couple of years ago. Everybody said he was by far the best hockey player in Czechoslovakia. I just think he's small, but we'll watch his talents. They got to be great if Bowman drafted him.
Czechoslovakia gaining control in its own zone and starting out. Led on the attack by Rousel. Rousel in across the line. And the play broken up neatly by Kiesling for Germany. He clears it down, and it's waved off. Loose puck again. The Czechs have been guilty of giving it up in their own zone. Now Rousel starts out for Czechoslovakia to the blue line. And he's ridden out of the play by Heimer. Germany on the attack again. Betts can't take the pass. It's up and over the boards and into the crowd. Peter Rosel, he's a 20-year-old, and it's a very young Czechoslovakian team that is here in North America for the Canada Cup. 7 players are 20 years of age or younger. So they're building for something, Howie, after a silver medal in Sarajevo.
Well, you can easily see these 2 teams came to Canada prepared to go all out all the time. They're in great shape. They're just flying.
For West Germany, Udo Kiesling plays it on the boards for Metz down the right side. Metz can't quite get it out. Loose pass right across. It's off the goalpost. The shot fired by Lukács. And that one off the side of the net or off the goalpost.
Well, I'm sure Larry Brown can get me that one as a replay. That was a design play. The puck went around behind the net. The Czech team flooded. They had 4 fellas on the side. No way they were going to get it out. Now watch where the pass receiver is. He come around the net and stopped. He stopped right there waiting and knowing the puck was going to come to him if the defenseman got it. Hey, we're seeing something new, something smart, something different. Yahoo!
Friesen reacted quite quickly, but it did glance off the side of the net and fired wide. From the faceoff, the Czechs in control in the German zone. Now the Germans get it out to the blue line. This is Kuhl. Kuhl playing it back over to the left side. Mittinger going in. And it's in around behind the Czechoslovakian goal. Charging in Blum for Germany. He can't quite control it. And Trunska has to come all the way back. Blum once more cleared it to the center ice area. Close to offside. And it's up and over the boards. Lukács taking a shot for the Czechs.
Well, there's Mr. Blum that just made himself a heck of a play. Guy going to Europe, you really learn how to play the game. Coming up through center ice, and there were 3 great big red jerseys in front of him. Not a chance to make a play, not a chance to do anything intelligent. He stopped. The 3 guys went by him, and he waited for a wingman to come by him, put the puck on his stick, and the guy was one-on-one with somebody. Smart play.
Faceoff will be in the German zone to the right of Carl Friesen this time. 16 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the first period. Germany and Czechoslovakia. Germans from the faceoff take control. Peter Scarf around behind his own goal. And the Czechs forechecking well in the German zone right now, jammed along the boards and held there by Banak.
Number 9 is a defenseman, and he pinched. He went right in there, and Banak, as soon as the puck come around behind the net, the Czech team are forechecking just like the Germans are. And look at there, there's 5 fellas along the boards.
Germany on the attack now. Medikus in around behind the Czech goals. Germany still in control. Back to the point. Blum gets ready for the shot, and it's deflected wide. Germany still in control in Czechoslovakia territory. In behind the net out front, and a glorious scoring opportunity missed by Germany there. Czechs back on the attack. This is Calder, and Calder upended, taken out of the play by Hoffner. Czechs come roaring right back in. This is Yuri Lala. Lala can't get a shot away. Picked up now by Trunska for Germany, and the Germans back in their own zone to regroup. In back behind the net. Still scoreless in the opening period here in London, Ontario. Canada Cup hockey on TSN. Trunska in across the line. Can't quite flip it through. And it's a loose puck claimed by Czechoslovakia, the center ice area. Bad pass to the far side. And the Germans fire it right back in. Enthusiastic German support here in this area of Ontario. Czechoslovakia to the attack. That's 21. Paschek. Paschek to the side of the net, right out in front. And it's cleared just at the right moment by Germany. Dumped right back in by Czechoslovakia. Niederberger for Germany. Lost it. And the Germans regain control. This is Berndaner. And offside called. Sorry about that. Calls whistle. They score. I thought I heard a whistle, Howie, but
I heard a whistle just like you did, John, but I'll tell you, just again, tremendous forechecking. Watch this. The first German player in takes the man off the puck. He doesn't do anything but just take it off the puck and just plays it right on it. What a pass out. It was the fella coming in. There's the Czech player with the puck. Makes a mistake that you should never do. Pass the puck up through center ice. And the goal scorer read it. Just read it. Perfect. Come in and picked it up and put it in the net just as easy as 1, 2, 3. A heck of a goal, and forechecking did it again.
Helmut Steiger has the goal for Germany. 5:28 opening period. And I think they deserved that one, Howie. As you're saying, forechecking, they have controlled parts of this hockey game against a well-rated Czechoslovakian team.
Well, I didn't see the game the other night against Czechoslovakia and the Soviet Union, but I read radio reports and newspaper reports.
Number 24, Helmut Steiger. Assisted by number 9,
Well, here we'll look at that goal again, and there's the speed of the forechecking. The Czech player with it. You'll see 21 cut for the pass, but just read perfect by Steiger. He knew what was going to happen, picked it up and put it in. But anyways, that radio and newspaper reports where they didn't want to watch 80 games like that, no bodily contact. But hey, this is Canadian or American hockey, or North American hockey played at its best.
Very speedy out there. 1-0. Germany leading Czechoslovakia. Now the Czechs on the attack from their own blue line. The pass failed to click just outside the German blue line. And it's loose out in front. Friesen a big save. Friesen a big story against Canada the other night. Czechoslovakia back to the point. Friesen kicks it out of his net. Not a difficult save, but he made the save. So Germany has a 1-0 lead on Czechoslovakia.
Pontiac 6000 STE, a special touring edition built to take on the world's best. Head of the Pontiac 6000 family of front-wheel drive coupes, sedans, and wagons, among 1984's best-selling mid-size cars. Pontiac builds excitement.
So it's 1-0 Germany on a goal by Helmut Steiger, set up by Ernest Hoffner at 5:28 of the opening period. And a bit of a surprise here, but the Germans have played extremely well in the early going. Face-off now in Germany's zone. Back to the point, the shot. It's deflected wide. And Germany takes control in its own zone. Long pass goes off a stick. Center ice area picked up by Musil for Czechoslovakia. Now number 11, Lala. Lala has problems in his own zone. Again, Germany forechecking extremely well. Here comes Czechoslovakia. Lala at the blue line. Takes the shot. Friesen the save. Can't find the rebound. And it's cleared just in the nick of time. Friesen made the save and then lost the puck when it went up in the air.
What a move that Lala made, eh? No wonder everybody says he's a great hockey player.
Yuri Lala. 19 points, 10 goals and 9 assists in 23 games of international hockey so far this year.
Well, there's the fellow that got the goal, and certainly he got it on anticipation, and I would think, too, he reminded me a little bit of Michael Bassi. The puck was on his stick, and bang, he let it go, and it was in the net before Schindel could make a move.
From the face-off, the Czechs control in their own zone, back behind the net. The Germans have bottled them up. Now a breakaway. Going in, Ruzicka. Ruzicka goes to the backhand. Brilliant save by Friesen. I think he might have thought he'd missed that one, but he came up with a save. And the Germans right back in the attack. Here's Hagen across the blue line. Cleared out by the Czechs. It goes all the way down the ice. How about a save by Carl Friesen? We heard it was spectacular the other night. Saw some of that action. But tonight, he's come up with a couple of big ones already. Carl Friesen, native of Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Just watch this. Ruzicka goes in, home free as the birds. Great pass up the middle. Bloom got caught. He'll fake the shot, go to his backhand, but watch that big left leg. Oh, he didn't quite hang on to it long enough. Wait for the opening, and when he did, Ruzicka did make the play, didn't get it upstairs, but just a great save, and that's the third one that Friesen has made.
Czechoslovakia having problems clearing out of its own zone. Loose puck, and two players race after it. Germany controlling, that's cool, going in around behind his own goal. Still in control, ahead on the left side. Tried to find an open man in the center ice area. Now the Czechs back to the attack. Jammed along the boards, and Germany comes up with it once more. Now it's loose again, and Czechoslovakia, no man at the right points. Czechs in the center ice area, playing it back for Horva, a veteran of many, many campaigns of international hockey for Czechoslovakia. Horva just dumps it in across the line. The shot just wide from the stick of Hajdina. Czechoslovakia having some problems here, and there's going to be a penalty called against Czechoslovakia. So we'll have our first power play of the night with Germany leading Czechoslovakia 1-0 in London.
Like a bird on a wing. Grab on tight, get a hold of that thing. We're up and away, trying to get through the blue. Keeping friends close, making the most of those blue sky days. And blue smiles along with you. The taste keeps coming on through. That's blue smiles along with you.
Well, if I was that fellow Potchek sitting right there for that penalty, I'm not sure I don't think it was a good one, really. The guy fell more than anything else. He had his hand on his hip and he stumbled.
Face off in the Czech zone, and the Germans in control quickly on the power play. Shot fired wide. Now into the corner. It's picked up by Steiger. Out in front, the save made by Schindel. He really hasn't been tested many times this evening. Jaromir Schindel in goal for Czechoslovakia. Germans regrouping back in their own zone. Peter Scarf at center ice to the blue line over on the left side. The shots, and that was fired wide. Kiesling couldn't keep it in. Here comes Czechoslovakia, played back, and there was no one there. As Klima played it back for Czechoslovakia, no one was there for the drop pass. Steiger takes over for Germany in his own zone. Far side of the rink. And right back across for Reindl. Reindl has problems controlling it. And now it's ahead for Steiger right at the blue line. Whiffed on his pass, and Czechoslovakia takes over once more. Uvera at center ice, killing off the seconds. Germany on the power play. Uvera still in control for Czechoslovakia in the German zone. Finally held along the boards, and we'll have a face-off to the right of goaltender Carl Friesen.
Well, Schindel Schindel just made himself a heck of a save. Just a great pass out from behind the net a few moments ago, and a German player right in on the doorstep, bang, on his stick, and he let it go. Watch this play from behind, right on the stick, and Schindel just stayed right there, and he fell down, but look when he does fall down. Watch how he still covers the whole net. Couldn't beat him high at all. Great save.
Number 8 for Germany, Peter Scarf. Starts up after the face-off. Germans have been very impressive so far in the opening period. We're just about to the halfway point. Schindel of Czechoslovakia got caught out of position, and it's cleared all the way down the ice. Back for it is Rainer Blum of Germany. Blum ahead on the right side for Obressa. Obressa clears it in. After it is Manfred Wolf. Wolf back behind the net. For Germany, cleared out in front, the shot. Schindel is saved at close range. Czechoslovakia comes back now, led by the veteran Horva. Horva trying to back pass and couldn't quite connect with Pashek. For the line, and it's called on the offside. It's number 16, Kamish, brought it in just ahead of the play. 1-0, Germany leading Czechoslovakia.
Friends come together, ride the clear sky. Magic sailing into good times, waiting on the ground. And the taste keeps coming through. Love that's blue smiles along with you.
Play just underway as Czechoslovakia's Horva clears it all the way down. Friesen is down to make sure on that one. And the Germans regroup in their own zone. Pass off a pad right out in front. Friesen has to make a save. It just about trickled over his shoulder. Kamish for Czechoslovakia plays it on the boards. No one is there. Metz for Germany in across the line, but the Czechs regroup quickly and are on the attack. Ruzicka going in. Ruzicka the pass, a brilliant save by Friesen on the pass from Ruzicka to Lala. Pretty passing play, but Friesen of Germany was equal to the task. Offside at the Czechoslovakian line. How about that, Howie?
Oh, we're seeing just unbelievable goaltending. I'll tell you, just great. I'm very, very, very much surprised how Friesen come across. Watch this pass. There's a 2-on-1 break with a long pass up the middle. And the pass that goes in the air over the stick, right on Lala's stick. And look, Friesen comes across, gets that bottom leg. That bottom leg is the key along the ice. You have to go high on that big fellow, and you have to go high on Schindel up at the other end as well.
Goal for Germany in the center ice area. Tried to hit his left winger, Meitinger, but it was offside.
John, in our pregame show, you sat there and asked me a few questions, and I said, well, I was kind of happy to be here back in hockey again so early, and I was really lying. I would much rather be in Vancouver Island, Port Alberni, fishing 30 and catching 30 and 35-pound Chinooks. But right now, I'm just delighted to be here. This is the extremely well-played hockey game. All kinds of zip, all kinds of bounce, and all kinds of great, great plays, and particularly good goaltending. Hey, great entertainment. Next, the fishing. Can't beat what's going on here.
All right, Howie, we'll get an early start to this hockey season, no question about it, with Canada Cup 84. 1-0 Germany leading Czechoslovakia. A bit of a surprise, but the Germans have played extremely well in the early going of this hockey game. And Carl Friesen we've talked about several times, but he has been a major story for Germany.
Again, on that opening, I watched Friesen in the warm-up, and he was big. He didn't move. He didn't move at all, but I'll tell you something. He's big and he's mobile, and he's making all the right moves here tonight.
Face-off will be to the right of Carl Friesen's goal. Czechoslovakia can't control after winning the draw, and it's loose in the center ice area. Back for it is Baynak. Baynak takes it all the way back to his own zone. Kiesling brought it in outside, fired it anyway.
Well, both clubs are going to have to stop making that pass up through the middle. There's no way in the world that they're not going to get burned. They're giving away excellent scoring opportunities. They have the puck in a position of safety along the boards or even in behind the net, and they're throwing that puck up through middle or throwing it across ice, and they're going to get burned eventually. This great goaltending just can't continue.
Gerd Trunske, a veteran of 85 international games, 25-year-old member of this German team. Face-off just outside the Czechoslovakian line. Again, the Germans quick to the attack and have it right back inside Czech territory. Cleared out in front, and Schindel just about caught out of position. He was lucky there. Czechs quickly to the attack now. Kamish tripped up as he crossed the line. There will be no penalty. And Germany quickly moving to the attack again. Trunska over to an open left wing. And Czechs come right back in. Germany controlling in its own zone. The blue line not quite out. Meitinger couldn't get it. Now Trunska races in one-on-one. Trunska stops. Niftily scores. Trunska went to the backhand. How about that? A brilliant play, and really, it was all one man, Gerd Trunska.
I wish Daddy was here. Watch this spinorama play. This is done at its very best, and he practiced it in the warm-up as well, and the goaltender got caught. He got caught on both feet, wasn't able to make the save, but there's a spinorama play. A backhand shot was in the short side. Just an excellent goal. And I'll tell you something, the Germans are playing extremely well, and could this be an upset?
Well, I think it would be if the Germans can hang on, Howie. I don't think very many people would have bet that Germany would have a 2-0 lead on Czechoslovakia with 7:41 to go in the first period. Trunska from Kiesling, I should say, and that may be it for Jamir Schindel. Looks like a goaltending change. 2-0 Germany leading the Czechs.
Welcome to Big Al's, the copier king. So, you want reduction, enlargement, triple cassettes, feeder sorter right this way, my man. What's that? You only want to spend how much?
Don't get talked into a big overpriced copier. Astor Meet a Man for Meet its 213 RE copier with big copier features at a very low price.
How about this, baby? Only used once by an 80-year-old secretary. Where you going? Nice hanky.
Mita, full-service copiers.
Dominik Hasek is now playing goal for Czechoslovakia. Jaromír Schindel allowed 2 goals, and that was too many, so Hasek is in goal. Germany leading 2-0 on Czechoslovakia. And the Czechs back in their own zone to regroup. Here's Vladimir Kamish. Back to the point, the shot. And it's well wide of the target. Now guarded by Dominik Hasek of Czechoslovakia. Czechs having problems in their own zone. They've had difficulty there all night. This is Horva at the line, ahead for Liba. And the Germans quickly to the attack once more. Reindl, pass at the blue line. Good shot fired that time by Steiger, who already has 1 goal for Germany tonight. Now the Czechs right back. And a nifty passing play, 1 too many that time possibly, as it's jammed along the boards and held there by Germany. No whistle as yet. Now the Germans are playing it along the boards. A big scramble down in German territory as they haven't whistled anything at all. And finally the whistle does come. Referee Ron Wicks steps in as tempers flare just a little bit. Howie, what about that goaltending change? Too soon, or was Schindel just not on his game tonight?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of was a little bit surprised. Sure, he goofed on one, had no choice on the other. Forwards, defensemen made mistakes prior to the shots, and they're still out there playing. I think maybe we have just this North American philosophy against a little bit of communist philosophy here. There, you either perform or you get the hook. It's more of a job than it is for Canadians, and I don't know. I'm sure there wouldn't be anybody in Canadian hockey, NHL hockey, made that change under the circumstances. Another one, yes.
Well, the goal, the final goal, or the second goal, I should say, by Trunska really fooled a lot of people. I mean, he made a great play on it after taking the pass from Kiesling to give Germany the 2-0 lead, but the goaltender couldn't be completely faulted on it.
Well, he made it, John, he did make a bad move. He come out, both legs together, both pads together, and he was locked in that position. He didn't just have his goal pads far enough apart that he could make that stretch with the left foot. It was a bad goal, a very mediocre, weak shot from far enough out. It should have been saved. However, again, I just think it's mainly made because of two different philosophies. North American philosophy, the free world philosophy would never be made. I could be wrong, but that's my feeling now.
All right, after the face-off in the German zone, Germany taking control, long pass over on the left side. And it forces Hašek to come out of the net to play it. Now the Czechs start back once more. Vladimir Calder. Ahead on the right side, and that's Lala losing it as far as control was concerned for Czechoslovakia. So it's 2-0 Germany leading Czechoslovakia. 5 minutes, 35 seconds to play, period one. And in our first intermission, we'll take you back to the TSN sports desk, and then have a chat with Uli Heimer, plus Roger Nielsen's highlights. So it could be a very happy West German player we talked to at the first intermission here in London tonight.
Well, I'm sure Roger, who really excelled in his team's play behind the blue line, will have an example of what I've been talking about, that long pass from a position of safety up through the middle and giving the opposition a chance to pick it up in scoring position.
Germany clearing out of its own zone once more. This is Betts, number 28. Betts clears it into the Czech zone, just wide of Hašek. And Betts still in there digging. A scrappy group of German hockey players here in London tonight. Czechs start back once more, but the play goes nowhere. Now across the line, it trickled in. Again, Germany back to cover up quickly for Czechoslovakia. Svoboda just inside the German zone, clear to the line and out that time. Czechoslovakia playing just a little bit different than we thought they would. A 2-on-1 here for Germany, going right in. And they can't get the shot away. Number 23, Stanjana. Anton Stanjana had a pretty good chance, but couldn't pull the trigger. It's 2-0 Germany, leading the Czechs.
Celebrities, superstars, and the very best of the new and upcoming players are all part of TSN's exciting tennis coverage. We'll take you to center court for the U.S. Open, Jack Kramer Open, Trans-American, Seiko Hawaiian, and Tokyo tournaments, the DuPont All-American, and we've only scratched the surface. There's much more tennis to come.
What a great play. What a great play. See how he brought it in from the inside, fooled the defenseman who played the shot instead of taking the man, and that's a no-no.
15:09, the time of the penalty. Germans on the power play once more. Face off from the Czech zone, and Czechoslovakia tries to clear it out. They will now. Czechs go to the attack. Long shot. Friesen got a glove on it.
Boy, can those little fellas shoot the puck. One thing I said again at the top of the show, that the Czechoslovakian team, they're small by NHL standards, but that's only small in height, maybe small in weight. In upper body strength, they have just tremendous bodies. And 125, there's a shot in the penalty box, but 165-pounder has the upper body strength of a 200-pounder with these fellows.
From the face-off, Trunska leads the German attack once more to Kiesling on the right side and back into the center area. Germans on the power play have failed to have a shot on goal so far. On this power play, they lead it 2-0. Kiesling back behind his own blue line, leaves it there, and the Germans start to the attack again. 1 minute, 25 seconds remaining in the penalty to Czechoslovakia. Here comes Kuhl right into the open area, takes the drop pass, and the shot is blocked by the Czechs on defense. Here comes Czechoslovakia. Lukács takes the shot, and he's drifted by Heimer just as he got the shot away. A broken stick, and the Czech has to skate over to get a new one. Germany has problems in its own zone as Kuhl had problems controlling for Germany. Now back to Kiesling. Kiesling back behind his own goal. The Germans have to get their power play working a little more effectively here. This is Reindl. Over on the far side for Heimer. And Heimer played it ahead. It's in across the Czech blue line, but Czechoslovakia there to take control once more. Loose puck picked up by Blum. Blum plays it over on the right wing to Steiger. Steiger scores! What a heck of a pass by Blum!
winds up. There's the goaltender going backwards. No way in the world he had to come and challenge. And the far post was open. A heck of a shot. Now I think we could have a hockey game through 60 minutes. The Germans had to get that next goal. They're going to really put the pressure now on the Czechoslovakian team. And as I said earlier, we might have an upset in the making. I didn't believe it then, but anything can happen.
Here come the Czechs quickly to the attack, and cleverly broken up by the Germans once more. Taken by Peter Scarf, and Scarf plays it to the center ice area. The Czechs having problems. They're skating into each other. And there might be a little panic in this Czechoslovakian national team as they're down 3-0 in the final moments of the opening period here in London. It's Canada Cup hockey on TSN. Now in across the line. Klima can't get anything going for the Czechs, and it's in the open ice area as Germany continues to force Czechoslovakia along the boards and force the Czechs just about every turn. Starting out for the Czechs, Uvera, rink-wide pass to the far side for Stanyanov, and his shot, not really a difficult one for Friesen to handle. Back to the point now, Svoboda. And again, the Germans clear it down the ice. Germany in a 3-0 lead on Czechoslovakia. It's Canada Cup hockey on TSN. This telecast is protected by copyright and is intended solely for the non-commercial entertainment of our viewing audience. Any use, reproduction, or distribution in whole or in part of the pictures or descriptions herein contained without the express written consent of the Sports Network is strictly prohibited.
Sooner or later, I'm going to get my turn to read that on this network. I'll tell you something, and first impressions usually are not right. More often they're not right than they are, but there's a guy playing defense number 5 for Germany, Blom, and I'll tell you, he is really something else. Talk more about him later.
Czechoslovakia picking it up in its own zone. This is Horvath, and he plays it back behind the line. Now ahead in the center ice area, another Czech pass fails to click. Germany, that was Wolf feeding it in. And after it is Rudi Rutger. Back to the points and fired just wide by Berdaner. Again, the Germans in control of the center ice area. Now for Czechoslovakia. Around one Czech, Kamish. Kamish ahead for Hrdina. Now back to the point. Harbaugh winds up with a shot, and that one is deflected high and amongst the spectators. 1:29 to play in the first period.
Well, sooner or later, I think the Czechoslovakian team is going to start faking the shot and pulling it around the attacker because the German club's coming out and they're going down, blocking shots. They're leaving their feet off early, and they've been successful so far. But I would think the caliber of the Czech team, the players themselves, they're going to say, hey, fellas, let's fake the shot and let them slide by, and let's make something happen from that.
Hagen for Germany tried to get something going, and now the Czechs quickly to the attack once more. Musil loses it, and it's picked up by Liba for Czechoslovakia, back behind his own blue line as the Germans continue intense forechecking. Over on the right side for Lukács, and Lukács ahead for Zaziel, and again it's Friesen.
Oh, another facet of this game that's tremendously outstanding is the German team coming back there. In most cases, picking up the open man, picking up the open man. The man of the puck is being forced wide constantly, and they're looking for someone to throw it to in their pattern plays. You just saw one a moment ago. But the German winger coming back picked him up, and there wasn't a chance in the world of that pass being completed. I think the small ice here has an awful lot to do with the German success, but however, small ice, big ice, or whatever, it's a heck of a period of hockey.
The Germans are doing an excellent job of forechecking. Actually, they're doing a job checking in every area of the ice now.
Well, they're skating like heck.
1 minute to play in period 1 here in London, Ontario. It's Canada Cup '84, Germany and Czechoslovakia. And we're in the final moments here of a bit of a surprising first period with Czechoslovakia leading with Germany leading Czechoslovakia 3-0. In behind the German goal now. After it, Kiesling for Germany. Now the Czechs claim a loose puck. And again, Czechoslovakia controlling in the German zone. But the Germans right back to the attack, and here comes 3-on-2 for Germany. Usinka rather. Offside at the line.
As you're watching at home, I think really what you should look for and appreciate why the Germans are being so successful in their own zone. Wherever the puck is, whatever half the ice is, they're flooding that zone. They have 5 players inside of that zone. It's almost impossible then for the Czech club to make a pass through all those white jerseys.
I think the German coach, Jusen, is a little surprised at the play of his team here, Howie.
Well, if he's not, we are. Pleasantly surprised.
Maybe we should have talked to him for a little bit longer. I thought he might have been a little surprised, but he looks very calm in behind that German bench. 24 seconds to play in the first period. Back into the Czech zone, and Kamish is back for it. Germans still with that relentless forechecking. Picked up once more by Kamish. This is the veteran Horvat. Horvat has been a part of this Czech team for 93 international matches. And
well,
very surprising period.
You're right. Obviously a heck of a period of hockey. The Germans have had tremendous success. Having said that, I think the problem has been that the Czechs on this smaller ice have not just been used to people on them all the time. They have to make that play a heck of a lot quicker than they have been making it. Usually in big ice, they have a split second longer to make the play, to make that mental decision, and that's cost them so far. But I think the German club are full value for a couple of goal lead. Maybe not 3, but certainly 2. And a heck of a period of hockey, folks.
No doubt about it. A fun first period of hockey here at the London Gardens, London, Ontario. Germany leading Czechoslovakia 3-0.
Multiple sclerosis, a disease of the central nervous system that attacks 1 out of every 1,000 Canadians.
What causes MS?
Is it a virus?
It has something to do with our northern climate, doesn't it?
What's the diagnosis?
The symptoms vary, don't they?
Does it happen fast or slow? Doesn't it come and go? What's the treatment?
Is there any cure?
There isn't one. Is there?
MS. Shouldn't we know more about a disease that affects so many?
TSN takes you right down to ringside with Top Rank Boxing. Watch exciting live coverage from Atlantic City, Las Vegas, and various centers throughout the U.S. Top Rank features new hopefuls as well as the more established fighters as they meet head-to-head in tough, bone-jarring bouts. Thursday night is fight night. Be there when the bell rings.
A rather surprising first period at the London Gardens as Germany has a 3-0 lead on Czechoslovakia, Canada Cup '84 action. And we're our first intermission. Uli Hiemer of Team Germany is with us here in the intermission studio. We'd like to talk just a little bit to him about exactly what transpired in that first period. First, Uli, let me ask you, are you surprised at all that Germany has a 3-0 lead on Czechoslovakia?
Sure, we're surprised. But we try to make a defense game, and they give us chances to break, and we lead 3-0. So we're really surprised. Nobody think that we lead 3-0 after the first period.
Did even the first goal surprise the German team? Was that something that lifted the team, that helped the spirit on the club?
Sure. But sometimes we shoot the first goal, but then we go down. And today everybody had I think. I don't know, the heart is open from everybody, and I think if we play more defensive now, we can make the team, we can make a good game, and we maybe tie it or win the game.
Well, you might win it yet.
Sure. No, we have 40 minutes to go now, and we'll see.
Okay, tell us about your plans for your future. I understand that you're going to take a crack at the National Hockey League this year. You're heading off to New Jersey after this Canada Cup is over to try and make the Devils. What are you thinking about that situation?
I look forward, and I hope I can make the team. I'm not sure because it was my dream to play NHL, so I hope I can make the team, and the team do good in this year.
It would be something special for a German player to make the National Hockey League, wouldn't it? Is that how you look at it?
Sure. Because I'm the first German player who can make to play in the National Hockey League. Some guys tried before, but they don't want to really, and I really wanted to play in the NHL.
You say it's your dream. How long would you have been following the National Hockey League?
My dream since I was a kid, but I was drafted by 1981, and since this time I was trying to go over, but it was hard. 2 years ago I was still too young. I was too young, and now I think it's going to make it.
Well, we wish you every success tonight and in the Canada Cup and in your endeavors of making the National Hockey League. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Team Germany into a 3-0 lead after one period here of Canada Cup hockey in London, Ontario. We'll be right back after this.
Canada's outdoors, the greatest natural fitness facility in the world. Participation says, let's see it do it.
Good work, Williams. Now get me those copies right away. Where are my copies, Williams?
Does your copier let you down when you need it most? Then you need a Mita copier with dependable operation and fast service from your Mita man.
Williams, I'm waiting.
They told me it was working, but it wasn't working. No, I'm not working.
Mita, full-service copiers.
Welcome back to TSN Control. My name is Jim Van Horn, along with Roger Nielsen. One period of play has been completed at the London Arena. Germany is now leading Czechoslovakia by a score of 3-0. Roger, surprising that they are leading by that margin.
I hate to admit an official was right, but Bruce Hood, he had it pegged. They came out flying, the Germans, and they didn't take my advice of hanging back. They went right after the Czechs, and here's how they did it. They were sending two men in, and the third man, wherever he is, then comes over and tries to lock the middle. Now, on the first goal, this man had a little bit of a lead, and he came right on him. This man just hung around in here, and the third man was coming across into the middle. And if we could see that replay now, we can see that the Germans picked off an errant Czech pass. And the Czechs, of course, tried to come up the middle with it. And here's the play. Starts now, and it was a good shoot-in too. One of those shoot-ins, then you can get some forechecking going. There comes the first German forechecker. The second guy anticipates very well, and now they've got two men right in front of the net. It's a 2-on-0 practically, and the goal went in.
Now it's surprising when the West Germans or the Germans, pardon me, got one goal, but they get two more. I've been very impressed with the goaltending of Carl Friesen as well for Germany tonight. He's been outstanding.
Well, Friesen has done a great job, and we're going to see a couple of the Czech breakaways. When you're playing this system, and the third man is coming across to lock up the middle, the defensemen have to be very careful not to get caught in here. They must be ready to back off, because once the Czechs see that the Germans are putting on this big pressure, they're going to wait and try the long passes up the middle.
And they've been doing that with a lot of success.
And they were able to get two of them. Here's the first one now. Will show that this German player didn't quite get over into the middle in time. He didn't quite make it in time. And we'll see on the replay.
Is it a matter of the Germans being maybe too anxious to score the goals and not playing defensive enough?
I think it's the fact that they're so up to forecheck that the defensemen tended to pinch in a little, and you can't do it. You can't have it both ways. You can't have all forwards pressing and the defensemen pinching as well. They've got to be ready to back off. And we'll see the Czech breakaway where the Germans, once again, the defense just got caught. Now here it is now. It started right from a face-off. Two German forecheckers. There goes the long pass, and the defense just got caught. And those are the kind of plays that the Germans are going to have to guard against. Watch this super save by Friesen. And let's face it, he was the difference in that period. There were two very weak goals, I thought, scored on the Czech goalkeepers.
Okay, Roger, unfortunately, we're running a little bit short of time. Are the Germans going to be able to keep this up and hold Czechoslovakia off the board, at least for a win?
The Germans have to come in with the pressure again. They can't back off, but the Czechs are going to come with those long plays, and the German defense are going to have to hang back a little and be ready to pick them off.
Roger, thanks very much. We're standing by for the second period of play, but first this.
Just like international rules.
Games of the North American Soccer League are part of TSN's exciting soccer coverage. We'll follow the Blizzard as they take on Minnesota, New York, and Tampa Bay. TSN's Dale Barnes will be on hand for all the play-by-play, and former Scottish international star Graham Leggett will provide the color. Be sure to join us for exclusive live coverage of NASL featuring the Toronto Blizzard. TSN takes you back in time and invites you to relive legendary boxing matchups on Super Bouts. Muhammad Ali, Smokin' Joe Frazier, Roberto Duran, and Marvelous Marvin Hagler are only a few of the great fighters you'll see. Title fights from the 70s and 80s featuring some of the greatest moments from professional boxing history. Super Bouts is super entertainment on TSN.
Back live in London, Ontario, the first period scoring summary. Steiger got it going for Germany at 5:28, then Trunska at 12:19, and then a power play goal. Steiger's second of the opening period at 16:42. And the shots on goal would indicate a very busy time for Karl Friesen in goal for Germany. That part of the big success story for Germany in the opening period, as they have a 3-0 lead, a surprising 3-0 lead on Team Czechoslovakia. Here's the last goal, Steiger on the power play. Howie?
Well, I think the most important thing here is the angle from which he was shot and how far out. And you'll see Halchek just backing up and backing up. Sure, he was out on high, but here's another angle. I think now, he backs up. He had to keep coming because Steiger wasn't going to do anything but shoot the puck. He backed up about a foot and a half, and that just opened that far post. It was a heck of a shot, but no way in the world should it have gone in.
So we get ready for second period action here at the Gardens in London. Talking to Uli Heimer of Team Germany during that intermission, and he is on his way to the Jersey Devils training camp, as you possibly heard. But he didn't sound horribly confident that Germany would be able to hang on to this lead.
Well, I don't know. He should be, the way they're playing now. If anybody walked in cold turkey and you didn't read the papers and you took a look at the performance, you'd say, hey, the team in white is the better hockey club. And they were the better hockey club in that period. They got the two things that they need more than anything else. Excellent goalkeeping, about 3 top saves by Friesen, and then that hustle and that forechecking causing the Czechoslovakia team to panic in their own end.
So Germany heading into the second period with a 3-0 lead on Czechoslovakia.
When you buy a new car, you want to keep it looking new. And that's easy with Armor All Protectant, a scientific formula that took a polymer chemist 10 years to develop. It helps keep rubber, vinyl, leather, and plastic looking new. So even though you can't keep your car from getting old, you can keep it from looking old. Armor All. It's science, but it works like magic.
John Wells along with Howie Meeker back live at the Gardens in London, Ontario. And there you see the story of period one. We are rather surprised, and I think so are most people in the audience here in London tonight. Maybe too the German national team, who are in their first Canada Cup and looking for their first victory. Both Germany and Czechoslovakia come into this game. They're second in the tournament with 0-1 records. So we look for an exciting second period and maybe a little even more inspiration, Howie, from that German team.
Well, that Ole Heimer you interviewed said he didn't think his club could hang on to this lead. Certainly.
I don't know if he didn't say that, but he said that, but he didn't sound completely confident anyway.
Well, he has to, because if he's going into New Jersey, all he needs is confidence to make that hockey club. So if he lacks it here when you're leading 3-0 and outplaying the opposition by a fair margin, not a wide margin, but outplaying them safely, you know, they got everything going for them, and they just have to say, hey, if we blow this one, boys, it's our fault, not the Czech team. The Czech team has, as I said, excellent scoring power, great skills, but they should never get back into this game until 5 minutes to go in the third period at best.
All right, the Czechs quickly to the attack now as second period action is underway. In the center ice area, Czechoslovakia breaking in the shot. They score! Right off the bat, Zvazil of Czechoslovakia. Vladislav Zvazil.
Man, did he let that shot go. But again, watch the change of possession of the puck, and look at that pass right on Vazil's stick. He just goes in. The goaltender is out where he should be, out on high. But oh, did he pick that top left-hand corner. Look at this. Just snapped it up there. What a shot. And hey, folks, I said they shouldn't get back into this game with 5 minutes left in the hockey game. One more shot like that, and they're back into it. What a pass, though. Great play.
Face-off at center ice after the first Czechoslovakian goal. It's back in Czech territory and taken there by Horva. Horva clears it over on the right side boards. Czechoslovakia, long lead pass on the left side. And still carrying on with the play is Lala. Now Germany on the attack. Scharf fires one wide and chasing in after it, Peter Scharf. He's upended by the Czech defenders. Lala clears it out in front of his own goal. This is Horva. Horva back to Lala. Lala winds up with a shot. It's deflected. Friesen didn't have to make the stop. And it's getting a little rougher out there. Cleared right out in front for Czechoslovakia, but the Germans are going to be called on a penalty.
The sleek new Canon T70 puts the accuracy of a computer into every shot automatically. The multi-program Canon T70, like Gretzky, it makes the great shots simple.
Well, I'm not sure, had this been done right, it should have been a penalty either. You come in from behind, you have to get around in front of that fella, and again, it kind of looks like the Czechoslovakian defenseman took a little bit of a dive.
Helmut Steiger is out for 2 minutes. The Czechs on the power play for the first time this evening. First period, Germany scored 1 power play goal out of 3. Cleared to the line and out. Zvazil has the goal for Czechoslovakia just 15 seconds into the second period.
Most of that first period, the German team sent one man out. Second they got possession of the puck. That's one man out over the blue line, and it cost them that 2-minute penalty right there, and it's going to cost them a goal or two if they continue to do that. They cannot go out over their blue line now ahead of the puck.
Maynak losing control for Czechoslovakia. Germany fires it back into the Czech zone. Starting out now, Rausel for the Czechs. Or for Klima. Klima going in at the line. Good move as he gets around and scores. Peter Klima. What a brilliant goal that was. And the hockey game changes around rather quickly.
Well, I've seen that tried in the National Hockey League 100 times, but this is the first time I've ever seen it work. Watch him drop the puck back onto his skate, kick it onto his right onto his stick, and oh, did he get rid of it in that top left-hand corner. But watch this move, folks. It's a masterful piece of footwork and stick work. Right on the tip of his stick, on the middle of his blade, back in his stick. And the defenseman stood right there and said, gee, that was pretty. What a play.
2 goals in 35 seconds, and that changes it quite a bit here. 3-2, Germany still in the lead, but the Czechs have 2 quick ones, 1 on the power play. Now Germany trying to regroup. They lose it in the center ice area. The Czechs getting ready once more. Lukács can't control it. Now the Germans and the Czechs scrambling for it in the center ice zone. It's back into Czech territory. Chasing back for it, Uvera for Czechoslovakia. Ahead now for Lukács. Lukács at center ice, fires it in, racing in after it. Hedernina. And Germany just clears it down the ice. Uvera back for Czechoslovakia. Pass to the blue line, picked up by Schuler. Schuler for Germany. Tried to dump it in, and it's caught up in the equipment of Ubera, who clears it back behind the German blue line. And now in the center ice area. 3-2, Germany leading Czechoslovakia. Early moments of the second period. This is Betts for Germany. Good move to get in across the line. He backhands it in around behind the goal. Czechoslovakia regaining control. Long pass goes too far. It's right on the net, and Friesen makes the stop. Clearing it to the side for Germany is Hagen, and Hagen had some problems with it. Now Horvath for the Czechs at the line. Drops it there. Over on the right side. Picked up by Lala, and Lala loose now, back in Czechoslovakian territory. Horvath. Pass behind the net for Kimmich. Kimmich tried to get a pass away right on the stick of a German player, and it's saved by Hasek. Calder for Czechoslovakia clears it around the glass, and Scarf is there for Germany. Long pass in the center ice area, and the Czechs break up the play neatly. In across the line, here's Czechoslovakia. Lala getting set to get the shot away. Neatly blocked by the German defense. That time, Rainer Blum. Germany dumping it down the ice, and icing will be called against Germany. 3-2. Germany leading Czechoslovakia early in the second period. This is Canada Cup '84 from London, Ontario.
There's a time we all know when everyone does the best. Everything comes together. You leave all the rest. You're number one at what you do. Number one, this buzz for you.
Budweiser, with the clean, smooth Beechwood aged taste that's made it #1, the world's most popular beer.
In all you do, this buzz for you.
Germany in a 3-2 lead in Czechoslovakia. Early moments, period number 2. Face off in the German zone. And Germany getting it right back to the point, winding up for it. The Czechs can't get a decent shot away. Back for it, Banak now for Czechoslovakia. Into the center ice area, picked up for the Czechs by Klima. And Germany getting back into a better forechecking mode here now. Reindl can't come up with it for Germany as the Czechs now control in their own zone. Lead pass near the center ice area to Russo, and ahead for Staviana. Staviana clears it out in front, and Klima can't get a shot away. Steiger along the boards for Germany, can't quite click with a pass at center ice for Hafner. What are the Germans doing differently, Howie?
Well, certainly, I just think perhaps Ole Heimer knew something I didn't know. I apologize to him for saying that he should doubt his team's success with a 3-0 lead. But Steiger, who you saw just a minute ago, is just a great little right winger. He hits a shot away very well, plays along the boards. He's a very disciplined hockey player. So far, just up and down the boards, does his checking and comes in late, gets into that open ice area at the same time as the puck, which is a great, great skill.
Czechs trying to get out of their own zone now. Lukács. And on the right wing boards for Liba. Liba number 11 at the blue line. And Heimer rode him out of the play. Germany regaining control of its own zone. Now it's center ice. Germany goes to the attack, but not for long as it's picked up by Liba for Czechoslovakia. Over on the right side, and now to center ice. They're back into the German zone. Back behind his own goal is Kiesling. Germany getting bottled up in its own territory right now. Ahead for Odresa. Odresa going in well behind the Czech goal. He can't get a decent shot away. Long shot from the point from Heimer. Rebound all the way over the other side. Picked up by Fazil. Now the Czechs break out of their own zone. This is Lukács. Has problems with Germany just outside his own blue line. Long pass for Liba, failed to click. And icing is called.
Just mentioned Igor Liba, number 11. You're looking at him there. I'll tell you, he'd go good in the National Hockey League here. He's big, and he's tough. He's very, very good in the corners and appears to like that bodily contact. That's a pretty good winning combination, particularly when you have the skills to go along with it.
Face off in the Czech zone. That's Horvath behind his own goal, out in front rather dangerously, but he gets away from German forechecking. And ahead on the left side, racing in after it is Calder. Calder can't quite get to it. The goaltender out of the net. Friesen has problems as he misjudged that one, and quickly to the defense. And Friesen will have to thank his defenseman on that play.
Boy, you're very, very lucky there, Friesen was. As you said, he just didn't make up his mind to get there in time or to start in time, and lucky. There's a gentleman there. Watch him win the draw. He's won 3 out of 4 that I've watched so far, Friesen. And he, too, appears to be a big hockey player.
Germans having some problems in their own zone. Can't get it out across the blue line. Now it's picked up by Blum. And still back behind the German blue line. Czechoslovakia taking control of the center ice area. Horvath once more. And his pass intercepted by Hagen. Hagen then lost control of it. Now over on the open wing, a shot right on target. That from Blum. And no problem really for Hašák. Hagen for Germany retreating back to his own blue line. Lost the puck. Czechoslovakia in control. Right out in front. Oh! Just missed opportunity. Ruzicka had a chance. And called on the offside. It just trickled across the blue line. Czechoslovakia trailing Germany 3-2 in the second.
I want Steve, Frank, Mario, Tommy, come on, Mike. I guess that leaves Albert. Hey, he's your kid, brother. You take him. Come on, Albert.
At Canadian Tire, we carry the best names in hockey. Bauer, Cooper, CCM, but we're just the beginning. How far you go depends on you.
I sure wish we had a guy like Albert.
Yeah.
Two goals by Czechoslovakia in the first 35 seconds of this second period have changed the complexion of this hockey game rather dramatically. It's now 3-2. Germany still in the lead. The Germans had a 3-0 lead after the first period. The face-off, Germany trying to clear it out of its own zone. And the play broken up neatly by Musil. Musil into the corner for Hašák. He's taken heavily out of the play. Here come the Germans. Grunska into the corner right out in front, back to the point, long shot. And that one by Niederberger. Just high on the Czechoslovakian goaltender. Grunska along the boards. Up against Hašák of Czechoslovakia. They hold it there and will have a face-off.
I think to answer your question rationally, with what happened to the German club. Obviously, the Czech team have come out and they're much sharper. They're a step or so faster, and they're making their plays much, much crisper. But I think the main problem is here's a pretty good Czech along the boards. You swung a stick at him first, and that's something you really, really never do. You just forget about the stick and go body to body with the guy. But certainly the German team have just lost all that aggressiveness, that offensive checking that they were so successful at the first period.
Friesen clears it behind his goal neatly for Germany, and now the Germans on the attack once more. Long pass on the left side. Steiger races in after it against Svoboda. Czechoslovakia still wrestling for it along behind the net, and here come the Czechs once more. This is Staviana. Cleared by Germany out into the center ice area. The Czechs regroup. Uvera, number 7, to the line just across. Staviana can't control it for Czechoslovakia. Germany brings it out to the center ice area once more. Open man on the right side. They call it down. Whistle it down at the blue line offside. Close there.
Again, we said in the opening of the show, the great anticipation or the ability of the Czechs in particular to head for that open ice. They flood one zone and they're beginning to do it again. 2 or 3 players with the puck on one side of the ice. Then all of a sudden, someone sneaks into that opening on the far side after all the German team are looking at the puck carrier, the group of players around the puck, and they're trying to get the open man that puck, and they're being quite successful at it.
Long shot, quick save by Friesen. Lukács got it away for Czechoslovakia. Now the Czechs back to the point. Horváth gets ready for the shot again. Friesen the save. Lukács for Czechoslovakia working right out in front. And the shot right on. Friesen the save that time on Liba. Back to the point once more. And Liba goes down. Here come the Germans in the center ice area. Steiger, nifty drop pass. Going right in. The shot right out in front. And the save made by Hašek. Nifty bit of work for Team Germany right there.
Well, Hašek was just a little bit lucky on this. Great play, tic-tac-toe behind the back pass. Not very much of a shot here, just directed in front of the net, but it could have gone in. The West German player cuts in front of the net. There's all the opening between the legs, but it finally just hit a body, hit a leg, and fell between Hašek's pads.
Dominik Hašek, the second goaltender for Czechoslovakia this evening. Jaromír Šindel began the game, allowed 2 quick goals for the Germans, and was replaced at 12:19 of the opening period. Hašek was in goal against the Soviet Union the other night in a 3-0 loss for Czechoslovakia. Benek for Czechoslovakia is taken down, and a delayed penalty. Here's Liba trying to regroup for Czechoslovakia. The goal is empty. Hašek is on the bench. The Czechs have an extra attacker out there. Now they try to work their power play effectively here. Head on the left side for Klima. Klima in going niftily behind the goal as Germany tries to catch up with the puck and get the whistle. So the Czechs will have a power play, and they are within 1 goal of Germany at 3-2.
It's been a tough season in the American League with the Blue Jays chasing those runaway Tigers. TSN will cover the Blue Jays through the end of the season with exclusive coverage of 4 games featuring Minnesota, New York, Detroit, and Milwaukee. Join Fergie Alver and Bobby Maddock as we head down the home stretch. From coast to coast, Canadians are behind the Blue Jays, and TSN will put you right into the action with our exclusive coverage.
Error for Peter Obressa of Germany, tripping at the 12-minute mark.
Well, you never take that penalty, or you try not to take that penalty. If you're a coach, you say do not take a penalty in the offensive zone. They're usually the ones that burn you, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised Czechs take advantage of it here the way they're playing.
Czechs on the power play. Haven't had a shot yet. Friesen makes the first save of this power play from the point. The shot from Svoboda. Now it went in. Red light is on, Howie. I thought the save was made.
I think referee Wicks is coming over here and saying no goal. Obviously it isn't. The face-off is in the West German end. But I think the
red light was on for a second there.
Yes, it was. Most telling tale of what's happened here. The Czechoslovakian team are just forechecking, flood the zone, and they're going 3-on-3 in the corner with the German team and coming up with the puck time after time. You just cannot allow that to happen in your defensive zone, and that's where now the Czechs are dominating this game.
So the face-off with no goal counting, of course, at 3-2. Germany leading. Czechoslovakia still on the power play face-off in the German zone. Germany the line, but not quite out. Now it is, and Czechoslovakia heads back to regroup. Heading the pack, Overa, Edward Overa. Just 23 years old. Now ahead for Rusal. Rusal in across the German line. Good move to get around the defense. Can't get the shot away as he was taken out of the play, actually, at the last second. Steiger gets it out across the line for Germany. And the Czechs back to regroup. Klima over on the right side for Klamish. Klamish plays it on the left for Svoboda, and it's into the German zone. Still 1 minute 9 seconds left in the Czechoslovak power play, and it's out over the boards and atop the glass.
I'll tell you, this Czech team has got one great line here, and Klima, boy, can he skate. And Raufl just a few minutes ago just burst up through center. He's got good wheels as well, and Kames is playing center, handles the puck well. That line should cause a lot of headaches before this Canada Cup tournament is over.
Some suggestion, Howie, that was one of the best lines in all hockey, as some international experts were looking at it the other day. The line of Russell, Klimas, and Klima. They've been together for a couple of years.
That's a heck of a statement to make. Maybe the best line on the Czech team, but certainly not in hockey. The best line in hockey is number 99.
I said one of the best. No, it wasn't my statement. But anyway, no. I was trying to quote somebody. Anyway, the power play continues for Czechoslovakia. 44 seconds left in the manpower advantage. As the Czechs work in close now. This is Liba. Liba still with the puck, trying to find the open man at the far side of the net. 35 seconds left in the power play. Liba hasn't done anything but control it. Now back to the point. Horvath gets set for the shot. Right out in front, the rebound. And Friesen a little bit lucky on the rebound. And we've got a bit of a mix-up down here behind goaltender Peter Friesen, or Carl Friesen rather, of Germany. Players come up swinging. 22, Spazil is in the middle of that, and the player who's cut is Uli Emer. Now another fight breaks out. That's Helmut Steiger of Germany, and I can't see who the Czechoslovakian player is, Howie.
That's Steiger throwing all those punches.
Number 24 is Steiger.
Score goals, but man, oh man, can he fight? That's one of the better fights I've seen in a long time. Totally dominated by Steiger. He landed 4 or 5 excellent blows. And here you go again, you know, and I'm as guilty as anybody else that European hockey doesn't lacks bodily contact, lacks a little bit of what we here in Canada sometimes frown upon, but quite a few people like. And here's how it all started. Watch in front of the net. They should have had a goal there had the Czechoslovakia player not got a dirty bounce. But a puck went into the corner and bang, away they went. But the Czechs years and years ago were big, were tough, played very much like Canada. Great emotion, and once in a while lost control of their emotion. And that is what happens in Canada. I'm not making excuses for it at all, but certainly it's just great to see this club come out and play with that much emotion. There's the shot. Now, there's the big center in front of the net. Has 2 good cracks at it. And, ooh, there, look at that. That's a pretty good two-hander, I'll tell you.
Heimer goes down. And the Czechoslovakian player right on top of him. So that's where it began. Heimer has gone to the dressing room for Germany to get some medical attention. He was bleeding as he skated off the ice, so we'll try and assess the penalty situation for you here with 9:53 to play in the second period. It's Germany leading Czechoslovakia 3-2, and this is Canada Cup hockey from London.
We know what, we know how. We know we're born and we're born it now, so only the best will do. And the best is that Pepsi taste that keeps coming through. Come on, Pepsi now. You are the best taste. Come on and taste that best taste. Come on and make yours Pepsi now. Yeah.
That's Horvath, the veteran of the Czechoslovakian team, Miroslav Horvath, and he is a veteran of 93 international competitions. Maybe not all of them quite this rough, Howie. They're still continuing down along the ice there to try and sort out the penalty situation, and you're smiling.
Am I ever smiling? I'm smiling because I quite often at banquets and head-to-head with hockey fans across Canada and the United States have to defend the odd fight in the game. It's not necessary, but it's going to happen as long as people play a physically tough contact game, and there's boards there, and there's pucks there, and there's sticks there. There's going to be fighting, but everybody gives me this malarkey. Oh, you never see that in European hockey. All the Europeans do, they come over here and they skate and they handle a puck and they shoot and they pass. Granted, they do as good as or better than we do, but you never see them fight. Hody ho ho ho.
Well, we're watching 2 European teams here today, and oftentimes we watch Canada against the European team.
I'm waiting for the next gentleman or lady who comes up to me and says, I would never allow my son to play in the National Hockey League. It's too violent. I'm going to send him to Europe on a hockey scholarship. When he's done with hockey in college, he's going to Europe. There's no violence.
Well, Howie, I think with your opinions here tonight, you'll likely solicit a few more comments as you walk through the airports of this country. Anyway, we await the penalty assessment from referee Ron Wicks. 3-2, Germany leading Czechoslovakia. And and 24 seconds left in the power play for Czechoslovakia. 9:53 left in the second period. In our second intermission, we'll take you back to the TSN Sports Desk and then get some comments from former National Hockey League referee Bruce Hood, plus Roger Nielsen's highlights of this second period of action here in London tonight. I wonder what Roger will have to say about the wee bit of violence, the outbreak we saw here moments ago.
He'll just be chuckling, It's a great thing. And don't get me wrong, I think the majority of people across Canada realize that once in a while you're going to have a fight in this type of game, and they don't knock it. I think like myself, they prefer it not to happen, but facts being what they are, you're going to get it.
Referee Ron Wick still trying to assess all the penalties necessary after the altercation, and we'll continue after this.
Keep on smiling, 'cause when you're smiling, blue smiles along with you.
Well, maybe we've got the penalty situation straightened out here. Horva, number 4 for Czechoslovakia, gets match penalty, and number 22 for Czechoslovakia, Spazil gets a 5-minute penalty for cross-checking. Number 24 for Germany, Helmut Steiger, gets a 5-minute match penalty, and number 9, Hafner for Germany, gets a 2-minute penalty for roughing. I would imagine it might be a little difficult down there for referee Ron Wicks to interpret all of his assessments to the players when you get a situation like this. Of course, in international hockey, the gestures and the signs are exactly the same, but trying to explain it to all the people involved might be a little more difficult with the language barrier.
Well, he certainly shouldn't try, because I think the people who have been close to European teams time and time again swear that a lot of them let on they don't understand English, and a lot of them really do. A lot of the players, I mean. So here, all Wicks has to say is, hey, fellas, go stand in your own half of the ice. I'll do all the talking in English here, and we'll set the numbers guys down, and let's play hockey.
Number 4, Horva, is out of the game because of his match penalty, and he doesn't realize it. Ron Wicks is trying to explain that to him. Miroslav Horva.
I'll tell you, he went pretty good too, didn't he?
He's actually been a tower of strength for the Czechoslovakian team, sort of a quarterback, a veteran of that defensive unit, and he'll be missed out there by Czechoslovakia.
Didn't take him long to get involved.
I'll bet you'll be fun to talk to Ron Wicks about this some night when you meet him in the airport, Howie. What he was trying to explain to the players down there and what the reactions were.
The odds are you're going to meet him in the bar.
It's 3-2 Germany leading Czechoslovakia. We can't seem to get by the midway mark of the second period, but hopefully rather quickly. Apparently, Horva had to get the key to the dressing room so he could get in and get changed. I saw it as he skated off the ice. He had the key for the dressing room. And the dressing room, of course, would be on the other side of the rink as far as Horva is concerned. So some concern on the face of Coach Rudy Bukash of Czechoslovakia. And at the other side of the ice, Xaver Yusin of Germany is talking to his players. That's Yusin there under the rather sharp fedora. And Bukac on the other side. Very intense coach who's spent quite a bit of time in Canada studying some of the Canadian styles, and we talked at the outset about his plans to rebuild this Czechoslovakian national team. 7 players under the age of 20 years old in this tournament, so there's a little experience out there, but there's also a lot of youth on this Czechoslovakian team, Howie.
Well, I think he said thanks in a way tonight to our people, because we were just screaming for lineups and who was going to play and things like that, and as soon as we got to him, that was the cure. Sure, fellas, what do you want to know? And bang, we had it.
3 attackers aside as play is underway in the second period once more. 3-2 Germany in the lead on Czechoslovakia. The Germans had a 3-0 lead after period 1. The Czechs out with 2 goals in the opening 35 seconds of the second period. Now Germany into the Czech zone, and Czechoslovakia quick to the defense, picked up by Banak behind his own goal. Over for Musil, and Musil crosses his own blue line for Czechoslovakia. Ahead for Klima. Klima can't get around. Now flips it in front, but Friesen didn't have to make a play on it for Germany in goal. Back to the point. Musil takes the shot. The rebound is covered up by Friesen as well. He has been no less than spectacular on several excellent scoring opportunities by the Czechs. Carl Friesen.
Well, watch him here. He just sort of stays out, stays high, and takes away the angle. The shot was in his glove, but he dropped it, and that's a very dangerous thing to do. I think he was on his way down. Let's see. As the shot was taken, he'll be on his way down, and that's, yes, he was. He shouldn't have been. He should have been coming out and solid on his skates, and he'd been able to catch that puck and keep it in his glove. When you drop them, you're asking for trouble.
Face off in the German zone. 9 minutes, 11 seconds to play in the second period. For Germany, Verdaner, the captain, center ice, set across the blue line. All by himself, Verdaner works into the corner and still controls the puck. Right out in front, one man back, it's Reisling. He takes a shot, blocked neatly by Uvera for Czechoslovakia. Now the Czechs start back. Uvera at his own line, center ice, regroups, back for Lukács. Lukács in across the line and circles back. Uvera once more. Long shot, well wide. Verdaner. And now Trunska for Germany. Trunska losing it. Here's a breakaway. Going in all alone. Igor Liba. Liba in, takes the shot, scores. It's all even. Costly mistake for the Germans there. It's 3-3. Igor Liba has the 3rd goal of the night for Czechoslovakia.
Well, the big problem here is you got to back that man up. You just can't be even with him or ahead of him. And Liba just comes and runs into him, picks up the puck, and there's 3 German players caught. Now watch Liba go for the other side. He goes for the stick side this time and just picks the short side with a heck of a shot. But you can't break down technically as the German team did there and expect to win, but look at that one-on-one showdown. He put her where it should be. Good shot. We have a 3-3 hockey game.
12:46 of the second period. The Czechs are back on even terms with Germany. Unassisted goal by Igor Liba.
No matter where you have control of the puck, particularly coming out of your own end, you cannot be the last man. You have to have someone a step and a half behind you, maybe 10 feet beside you. The National Hockey League clubs continually break that rule and continually get burned, and you saw a perfect example of it here, a 3-on-3. You think it was a 3-on-2 rush. And you make simple technical mistakes like that. That's a law that you never break. You break them, you're going to get burned sooner or later.
There's the penalty situation. Still a few moments to serve in the match penalties as or in the major penalties handed out. 3-3 is the score. And from the faceoff, Wolf in for Germany. He loses it, and the Czechs start back. Still deep in their own zone as Germany moves up to forecheck now. That's Wolf getting a shot away. Easily handled by Hasek. Now Liba. Check that, Lala, I should say, for Czechoslovakia. Still has it, center ice, at the blue line. Lala still going in, gets ready, shoots. And that one, he had Friesen fooled. That one, he just tucked a little bit too high. Over for Wolf. And Wolf can't get it for Germany. Sharp battling on the boards with 2 Czechoslovakian players, and the Czechs come up with a puck. Kamish for Lala. Back for Kamish. At the line. Tries to split the defense. He's down. No penalty called in the play. Picked up by Hafner for Germany. Long pass on the right side. Winding up for the shot. Hasek Not much trouble with that one. It's all the way down the ice. Blum goes back for it for Germany. Number 5 around behind his own goal. And the Germans try and regroup back from behind their own line. Uvera for Czechoslovakia simply flips it right back in. That's Sharp for Germany. Peter Sharp. Now for Reindl over on the left side. Back for Hafner. In for Reindl. And right back out in front. They score! Hafner!
What a tremendous passing play. And there again, another simple basic rule. Broken. Hafner had the puck. Drops it again. Someone had to take either one of them. Just watch this pass right back. No one picks up Hafner. Right under the stick. Right on Hafner's stick. And boy, does he put it in the corner. Did the West Germans ever need that goal? Germany scores a beautiful goal. Watch his pass. Just under the hand and right on the stick, and bang. Germany has a 1-goal lead, 4-3 here in the second period. You got to pick up that man, though. You can't allow 2 people to tic-tac-toe the puck like that.
They just kind of cruised in, Howie. They're going rather slowly in at the net of Czechoslovakia.
When you force a man to get rid of the puck, then you have to go and make contact with him no matter what the situation is, unless it's a 2-on-1. And in that instance there, it was 2-on-2 all the way. Okay, let's go look at it again. There, number 7 turns away, chased the guy behind the net. All he had to do was say, hey, fella, you skate behind the net. It's not going to go in from there. I'll take the guy in front. I'll take Hafner, and it's not going to go in.
Howie, friends, Reindl gets the assist on Ernst Hafner's goal. And time is 14-17.
Well, with Reindl, he just made himself a great pass. Great pass. Just prior to that, though, Lala just come down that wing for Czechoslovakia. Boy, was he flying. Faked outside, went inside, beat the defenseman. And then Friesen stood up on that short side. Lala went high on the short side. There wasn't very much room, if any room at all. He bounced one off the post. Had the Czech team scored there, they would be leading by 1. But the Germans come back, and they're going to continue to stay in this hockey game. Thank you very, very much. Great goal. Super goal, in fact.
Ronwick still trying to explain some of the situations to the 2 teams out on the ice. They continue to go back to the referee and ask him about the penalty situations, and it's a little bit unclear here in the Gardens because the score clock has gone on the fritz partially. But anyway, we are not at full strength yet. There are 4 Germans on the ice and 3 from Czechoslovakia. Germans on the attack now. Trunska, good pass on the right side and coming in across the line. Meidinger had problems controlling it for Germany. Cleared all the way back down now by Czechoslovakia. And back for it is Berdaner. Trunska for Germany over on the left side for Meitinger, working his way in on the left wing. Stops. West Germany on the power play. Udo Kiesling is jammed in along the boards by a couple of Czechoslovaks.
You see that? 3 Czech players behind the net, nobody in the other half of the ice.
Leva's attempts at the German blue line are foiled, and Leva ends up on his face behind the net. Meitinger for Germany and around behind the net of Czechoslovakia. Banak is there. Germans keep it in. Kiesling in behind the goal. It's picked up by Trunska, and Trunska is down. No penalty has been called, but Trunska is shaken up on the play. Now the Czechs the attack once more. Broken up by West Germany. And another wave comes. Led this time by Kamish. Kamish going into the backhand, and Friesen is down to make the save. It's cleared back to the blue line. Possibilities here for Germany. And going in all alone. Can't get the shot away. Number 15, Kuhl. No penalty on the play. Checks right back. Uvera goes in, takes the shot. Friesen is down, and he fired it wide. And down on the ice, Uvera. He was slapped down. High stick. Uvera might get a bit of an award for that ball. But there was a stick above the head. Let's have another look.
Well, here's the play one-on-one. The defenseman didn't turn soon enough, and Czech player tried to get it up high, missed the net, but just up at the other end a few moments before that, the I'll tell you something. Number 9 for Czechoslovakia. Banak, did he ever two-hand Trunska? Oh, what a blow. I think he was splitting wood. I got lots of wood down on the beach for that fellow to come and split. He could do it in no time at all. What a two-hander. But there was a bad change by the German team, and again, just something that should never happen in a game as close as this one, and that's what allowed that one-on-one situation to develop.
Udo Keisling is in the penalty box for Germany. Eye-sticking the call. And here's the hit back behind the goal, Howie. I think.
Just watch this. Look at that. He really give it to him, but I'll tell you, it took a long time for the player to react. And when he did give it to him, he finished the check pretty well. He's a tough nut, that Banak.
With Keisling out, Czechoslovakia has the manpower advantage. Just one man in the penalty box. 1:39 left in Keisling's penalty. Over on the open wing, and now racing after it is Calder. Over on the left side. For Musil. Musil losing control of it. Germany trying to get out of its own zone. And cleared out finally by the Germans.
The Germans are getting a little smarter behind their net. They're throwing the puck away from the flow, and they're catching some of the Czechs.
Offside called at the German blue line. 1:07 left in the power play. The manpower advantage in favor of the Czechs right now, as Keisling sits out a 2-minute penalty for high sticking. Entertaining hockey, how he really has been.
Certainly is for the hockey lover. And as I said earlier, I'm just delighted to be here. This time I mean it. The German team are playing, I think, very, very good hockey this period. They're maybe half a step below the intensity and the skating and the forechecking they were in the first period. If they could have kept that up, I think the score, they'd have been maybe a couple of goals ahead, but this Czech team has tremendous talent, and they'll make a game of it before it's over.
Peter Rosol for Czechoslovakia dumps it in the German zone, and it's cleared quickly out. Czech still on the power play with 54 seconds left in their advantage. Back behind his own line, Klima. Regrouping for the Czechs, Klima. Good move at his own line. Drops it back. Stenjana now back to the point for Ubera. And the Germans neatly break up the play. 33 seconds left in the Czech manpower advantage. They really haven't had many glorious opportunities on this particular power play. Rosol. Head for Klima. Czechs regroup. Now it's in across the line. This is Rosol. And he's decked by 2 German players at the same time. Germans can hit.
Well, that's what they have to do. They can't play the puck. They have to play the man, especially behind their blue line.
Cruising in Ubera. Flips it out. And the Germans have weathered the storm now. Power play is over. And falling on it, Asha. Back at the Czechoslovakian goal area. Well, there's no question who the fans in London, Ontario, who have adopted for their team.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. There's a pretty large German population around here. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. Here's a fellow that's been playing extremely well, Bernander. He just stopped here and then walked into the man as he should, took him off the puck, and his teammate come up with it. Bernander has played extremely well on that German defense, but I still like big number 5, Blom or Blue, whatever.
Bloom, I think they say.
Oh, I have a guy, a goaltender, B-L-O-O-M, and it's Blom. And he's German.
All right, the Czechs start up from their own zone now. Liba, Igor Liba. Winds up with a shot, and he put everyone offside. Liba goes down after the whistle. But I don't think anything will come of that.
I'd like to see that again. Just watch how the fake shot pulls up the German defenseman. He just tightened right up, and watch here. You can't do anything. You can't react to that. Look at it, get out of the way. I'm not going to get hit by that. Now he's in trouble. Had not his defense partner come around behind, he'd have been home free for a pretty good try on goal.
Luckily offside. 4-3, Germany leading Czechoslovakia. 1 minute, 25 seconds to play. Period number 2 in the London Gardens, London, Ontario. Czechs quickly from the faceoff now, right out in front, and no one was there. Perfectly set up by Hardina. Germany clearing to the center ice area.
It's amazing how they clear that goal area. Like in soccer, they send one man right through, and he takes the checker with him, and the fella comes in later. They just did that perfect, but the German player came back and picked him up.
Svoboda for Czechoslovakia. Now Klima. And Klima crosses his own line. Ahead on the left side. Going in now. Decided to turn around. Hardina right out in front and flipped out of harm's way by number 4 Kiesling for Germany. And whistle down. 41 seconds on the clock. Second period.
Well, you're beginning to wonder if both these teams can continue the pace. They said earlier they really prepared themselves for this. Came to play hockey. Very, very fast, exciting, rough, tough first period. The second period here, I would think the Czechs have upped the pace just a little bit, and they seem to be maintaining it. The German team's going in fits and starts. If anything, I think the German club's in a little bit trouble, but if they're well conditioned, as most European teams are, then I think they can stand the pace.
The German team has only been together for about 3 weeks for the Canada Cup. Face-off back to the point. And Uvera can't get a solid shot away. Now for Czechoslovakia, Bejnak. And over on the left side, it's cleared into the German zone once more. 28 seconds to play, second period. Flipped ahead to the center ice area, knocked down by Uvera.
I've got something else to say. When I bump into Canadians, they say, hey, the Europeans never shoot it in. They've just shot it in 4 times in a row.
Czechs on the attack, shot fired wide, that time by Lala. 7 seconds to go, period number 2. And that could just about do it, or will it?
Well, another great period of hockey here at the London Arena. The German team leading by 1, 4-3 over a very strong Czech team, and exciting hockey. Good bodily contact hockey. At times it got a little bit rough, but not too rough, really. I'm enjoying it. Great fun.
You've been smiling all night long, Howie. I've been watching.
It's been worth the trip.
4-3, Germany leading Czechoslovakia at the end of 2.
Skimming the waves like a bird on a wing. Grab on tight, get a hold of that thing. We're up and away, cutting clear through the blue. Keeping friends close, making the most of those blue sky days. And blue smiles along with you. The taste keeps coming on through. That's blue smiles along with you.
Welcome back to TSN Control in Toronto. Jim Van Horn with Bruce Hood. 4-3 for Germany over Czechoslovakia. Bruce, you mentioned at the start of the game that you felt that the Germans could beat Czechoslovakia, and they felt it themselves. They've really taken it to them.
They sure have. When they made that statement yesterday, I said, yeah, you got to be kidding, but boy, they sure have taken it to them. I had made a note probably through the period that Germany plays the North American style probably better than any European team, and I think it's because of the influence of, well, they have 3 Canadian players on the team. We have a lot of players and coaches in hockey in Germany, and then all of a sudden a fight breaks out, and I said, oh wow, I don't think I should say that, but both teams were involved in it, but that's the first fight I've seen in Europe.
It's very unusual to see an altercation of that nature, as severe as that one was. It really was quite severe to see that in international hockey. How much leeway do you have, or do you give a team or a player before you would call a match penalty like was called tonight?
Well, in that situation, they really didn't have any alternative but to assess the match penalties. It's interesting that Team Canada players commented that some of the players on Team USA were a little more aggressive in the game last night because they felt that you know, they could do it because there wouldn't be any fighting. But tonight proved that it doesn't matter where it is in international hockey or North American hockey, what have you, fighting can take place.
Let's go back to the first period. Germany scored 2 goals to take the 2-0 lead. You could see that maybe they had caught the Czechs off guard a bit, but when they scored the 3rd one to take the 3-0 lead, you could almost see the panic setting into Team Czechoslovakia.
You sure could. It was interesting. I predicted, and I thought probably the Czechs would be a little flat after their showing the other night, and then with playing Germany, figuring, well, they're not going to be much, and they came out flat. I thought they'd come on stronger, especially the goalkeeper change, and they'd you know, get geared up, but I think Germany also gained some confidence early, and wow, it's turned into quite a hockey game.
John and Howie talking about the goaltender change, that after the 2nd goal was scored, do you think that maybe they may have acted or reacted harshly and pulled him too early?
Well, I think it was a twofold thing. Maybe they felt that the goalie had let in at least one. The second goal he probably should have had. And maybe a lot of coaches will change the goaltender to shake up the team and say, hey, come on, you guys got to get going. He can change the goalkeeper. It's a conspicuous thing. Players sitting him out on the bench and that sort of thing, that's not conspicuous. So I think that was his idea.
I would imagine that Coach Bukac must have shaken him up pretty good in the second intermission because they came out flying.
I think so. I think so.
What do you look for in the third period?
Well, I don't know. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. I think people out there watching on television must be doing the same thing. It's turned into a really interesting hockey game. Germany are finishing their checks, and they're, like I said, the North American style. They make the check and kind of stand there and glare at the Czechs to say, you know, do you want to react to that? And the Czechs are backing away. It should be a really exciting period.
Well, maybe that Germany will be able to finish off the Czechs in the third period as well and hang on for the win. It's 4-3 for the Germans over Czechoslovakia after 40 minutes of play. We'll be back with Roger Nielsen. First this. Soccer has a very special place on the TSN lineup. One of our regular weekly features will be All-Star Soccer. Each week's broadcast pits the best of the English League in top-class game action. Watch the match of the week exclusively on TSN's All-Star Soccer. Welcome back to TSN Control in Toronto. Czechoslovakia trailing Germany by a score of 4-3 after 40 minutes of hockey in London, Ontario. Roger Nielsen has joined us. Roger, West Germany still hanging on and doing quite well.
They sure are, and if they can stay away from penalties in this period, I think they've done enough intimidation. I know that Kiesling there makes Tiger Williams look like an angel.
What have you got for us?
Well, the first play we want to show you is a goal that the Czechs got, and if a team is putting on the flood forechecking, as the Germans are doing, where they've got everybody coming over to force the play, a good play, a good outplay is a reverse, something that goes back, and the flow is all coming this way, and the Czechs did a good play. They put it right back, and then that opened things up so they can get a guy like Klima into the clear. And on this first replay, you'll see that great move that Klima made, where he used his skates to great advantage. But here's the reverse, which gets all the Germans going the wrong way. Good play by the Czechs. Now the Germans' forechecking is sort of running for cover, and we're going to see a man get in a one-on-one situation, which is what the Czechs want, because they've got some forwards that can take great advantage of the German defense. Watch this deke. This is really something. Canadian players do that fooling around, but very few have the nerve to try it in an international game. But it was certainly a great goal.
I think the only other player I've seen ever do that in a professional hockey game here in North America was Kent Nilsson, and having the opportunity to watch him in Calgary all last year, he really
he can do it. And some of our Swedes in Vancouver, Patrick Sundstrom, Thomas Gerdine, Lars Molin used to do great things with their feet. But this is one area where the Europeans definitely are ahead of us. Our other replay we have here showed the Germans making a bad mistake, and I think when they get to 3-on-3, it's going to be tough for them to compete with the Czechs, but they can't afford to make a mistake like this. I'm sure you remember the play. Any bantam player knows that when you're the last man coming up with the puck, you have to make sure. And another German player I think it was Kiesling again, was coming up behind, and neither of them sensed danger. And you've got to sense danger when a guy like Liebe is on the ice. It's like Wayne Gretzky. I mean, Liebe is the top player in Czechoslovakia. And on this particular replay, you'll see that Liebe was able to take the puck from the German, and of course he was home free. But watch Kiesling coming up the side, and he doesn't sense the danger at all. And I mean, from the blue line on now, it's a breakaway. And I mean, this guy is a top player, and watch him as he comes in on goal. I thought the goalkeeper, Friesen, played it as well as he could. He stayed right in the middle, but Liebe brings it over a little bit and then throws it back against the flow. He just got him moving a little. And, of course, he put in a perfect shot.
Okay, the Czechs came back to tie the score in that second period of play. Germany took the lead 4-3, and that's the way it is, and we'll have third period action coming up. But first, this. If you think boxing is tough, take a look at this. The action is always fast and furious on TSN's Full Contact Karate. As you can see, it's a sport that excels in quick thinking, timing, agility, and brute strength. Each week, the Professional Karate Association provides top-caliber opponents in what has become North America's fastest-growing ring sport.
Let's summarize. Period number 2 at the Gardens in London. 3 quick goals by Czechoslovakia made it quite a match in that second period. Spazil, Klima, and then Liba got things even at 3-3. Liba's goal coming at 12:46. But then Ernst Hoffner got Germany back into the lead at 14-17. And Germany led 3-0 after 1, 4-3 after 2 periods. The shots on goal, 13-7, favoring Czechoslovakia once more for a 2-period total, 26-15, favoring Czechoslovakia. Howie Meeker has been smiling at this hockey game all night, perhaps because he's a little bit surprised at the way the Germans have been able to play against Czechoslovakia. We've got 20 minutes to go, Howie, but Germany has been quite a story here tonight.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, but I think their main story is that, you know, no matter where I've gone the last 15 years, and I've fallen in that same trap. It's the same as anybody else. All you people who watch hockey, European hockey, you say, hey, it's speed, skill, and finesse, no bodily contact, and you wouldn't want to see it over 80 games. But I'll tell you what, if they play this type of hockey regularly in Europe, it'll sell out there. The greatest entertainment there is in the world, the same as it is here. Hockey is to be played like it's played here tonight. Speed, skill, and finesse, but still that bodily contact, that checking, and once in a while, a wee little outburst of tempers.
Howie, one would have thought when the Czechoslovakian team came back to tie it up at 3-3, it would have been Czechoslovakia with the go-ahead goal, and I thought the goal that Germany got to take the lead once more was one of the prettiest I've seen in some time. They set it up beautifully, and I think that surprised a few people, too, that the Germans would be able to come back.
Well, it surprised me. I thought, oh, 3-3. The Germans now just fold up their tent and silently sneak off into the night, and it's game over 6-3, and you and I are going to have to sit here and suffer through a third period. But no, they did bounce back. It shows they've got heart, they've got determination, they've got pride.
The German team, what have you noticed about them through the second period? They had a few problems regrouping in the second period, but what did you notice that a turning point that got them back into the hockey game anywhere at all?
Well, I think the fight helped. I think the fight helped them. Certainly, if there was an unsettling effect, it worked against the Czechoslovakia team, and it brought the Germans back, although it cost them a goal in a very, very foolish play. But great goaltending. I'll tell you that Carl Friesen, they tell me the Winnipeg team have put him on their reserve list, and that's one of the few really smart things they've done out in Winnipeg in a long time regarding their hockey team.
So it is 4-3 Germany. We head now into the third period, and it's been an entertaining hockey game, as we've mentioned a couple of times. The German team coming up with a few surprises, and a 3-0 lead at one stage. It all disappeared for a while to a 3-3 tie. Now it's up to Czechoslovakia, a team that would have the pressure on it going into this third period. The Czechoslovakian team is expected to be in the medal round of this Canada Cup Hockey Championship. And if they lose tonight to Germany, it's going to be a little bit of a tough road to get to the medal round. Czechoslovakia has yet to win in the Canada Cup after losing to the Soviet Union 3-0 in their opening game. And Germany, in its first Canada Cup ever, looking for its first Canada Cup victory. So we're in for a pretty good third period, I'd say.
I might go back. The sports writer, I'm sure, for the newspaper London Free Press, come over to me, and I walked by him, and he said, hey, great game. I said, super game. I said, the Germans are really surprising me. He says, hey, they're not me, because the Czechoslovakia team in 2 world competitions in 82 and I think in 80 have defeated the Czech team. The Czech team has never beaten the German team in international competition. How about that?
There was one tie in there as well. So here comes Germany to the attack. Third period nicely underway now. Germany going in. Backhand shot. Gloved handily by Hašek.
In the past 2 years, over 170,000 kids have been awarded Esso Medals of Achievement. These minor hockey awards are just one of the many community programs that Esso supports across Canada. because to Esso, it's a good, healthy way for youngsters to grow up and develop. And tonight, Esso is also pleased to provide the Player of the Game award.
Back for a face-off in the Czech zone. Czechoslovakia winning the draw. Behind the net, that's Musil. Musil up to his own line. And on the right side, and cleared in quickly by 17 Ruzicka. Shot was on, and Friesen made the save. Kept in at the point by Banek. In around behind, and Friesen was quick to make the save there. As Czechoslovakia's Lala snuck around behind. Now Germany on the attack. Reindl is stopped in the center ice zone. And it's fired in. Friesen makes the save, clears it ahead, and right back into the center ice zone. Czechoslovakia grabbing possession there. And Germany coming up with it. This is Blum down the right side. Blum just dumps it into the Czech zone. And Hašák out of the net to set it up for Banek. And on the right side, Ruzicka can't get to it for Czechoslovakia. This is Blum for West Germany. And it's held along the boards right in the center line.
You know, I usually come to hockey games and just sit here and wait for someone to make something happen, to do something outstanding, and then you look down and see his number. And a few minutes, I think we'll be looking at number 20, red, Yuri Lala. He plays for that Czech team, and I'll tell you, he has just a great set of wheels. Can he ever motor? Handles the puck. He just received a bullet pass a moment ago on his stick, just like it was a lacrosse stick. It just snuggled in there so nice, and he got rid of it again just as quick. Good hockey player.
Lala in 23 international games so far this year has 19 points, 10 goals, and 9 assists.
I'll tell you, those Germans really lay on the wood, don't they? Watch them. You go by them, boy, and it hurts.
For Germany, Kiesling clears it to the center ice zone. Now ahead. And going in, can't get the shot away. Number 22, Rudiger. He's one of 3 Canadian-born players on this German team. Czechs out across their own line now. Led by Hrdina. And Kiesling breaks up the play. It's back to Kiesling behind his own line. Ahead to Rudiger. Rudiger gets it across the Czech line out in front, and the pass just missed Peter Schiller. Kiesling, number 4 for Germany. Dumps it into the Czech zone. Skating after it is Peter Schiller. And cleared right back to the German line. Blum has it on the right wing boards. Blum ahead for Kuhl. He can't quite get to it. And it's going to be a race to Uvera for Czechoslovakia. Germans in forechecking. They jam it along the boards. Uvera is there for Czechoslovakia. And the face-off will be in the Czech zone. Third period action is underway. It's 4-3, Germany in the lead.
The break starts the game. But on TSN's legendary pocket billiards, the game is played by the best. Names like Minnesota Fats, Willie Mosconi, Luther Lassiter, plus an amazing 33 world champions will compete playing 8 and 9 ball as well as straight pool. Legendary pocket billiards travels to Atlantic City, Las Vegas, and New York to pit these masters of the game against each other in a contest of skill and accuracy.
Four to 3, Germany leading Czechoslovakia. This is Canada Cup '84. I'm John Wells along with Howie Meeker. And we're into the third period at the London Garden tonight. Not quite a sellout crowd, but I think a lot of people would have been here had they known what kind of a game this was going to be.
Yes, even at the astronomical prices that they're asking. It's too bad they weren't asking 2/3 or half the price and filled the place, because this hockey game here should be witnessed live by a full house. It has been tremendously exciting, very entertaining. Maybe we could get number 5, White, Rainer Blum. I just think he has played a tremendous hockey game. He's a giant of a fellow. There he is right there. Maybe his mobility might hurt him, but certainly so far tonight he's been as mobile as anybody on the ice. He finishes the check extremely well. He moves the puck well, and he seems to relish the rough going with a tough checking. Can't understand why someone hasn't tagged him along.
He's 6'2", 203 pounds. 3 Canadians on this team, as we did mention a little bit earlier. Carl Friesen, number 27, the goaltender, as well as Manfred Wolf. Friesen is from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Manfred Wolf is from the Aurora, Ontario area. And Roy Rudiger is also from the Ontario area. So 3 Canadians making their presence felt on this German hockey team. Canadian-borns, I should say. whistle as Mettinger and Musil tangle up just outside the German blue line.
I think, you know, you sit here and you watch these two hockey clubs and you wonder what is the greatest asset, either that tremendous anticipation because you see so many passes coming out of the defensive zone intercepted, or are they set plays and you're going to make them regardless? And I'm beginning to think they're set plays. They're going to make the pass regardless if there's a white or a red jersey in the way, and it's going to hurt them.
Czechoslovakia on the attack. Set up for Musil, and he couldn't get, or Rivera rather, he couldn't get a shot away. Long lead pass. Germans can't quite make that one click. And back behind his own line now. Spazil for Czechoslovakia. Played ahead on the right side. Germany taking over the center ice area once more. Here's Howie's pal, Bloom. And his pass, rink wide to the left wing. Didn't quite work. Germany still in control, though, back in their own territory. Now the Czechs take control in the German zone. Shot fired into a maze of players and not dangerous at all. This is Uvera. Back behind his own line for Kemish. And ahead on the right side for Lukács. Germany, though, back in control behind their own blue line. Center ice area, Czechoslovakia dumping it in. That was Banak. Peter Scarp starts it off for Germany. Franz Reindl. Reindl ahead into the center ice area. Nice pass for Hagen, and Hagen going in. Gets the shot away despite falling down. And there's going to be a penalty. Penalty coming up to Czechoslovakia. Could be costly. Germany will have a power play when we return.
Here's something new, so you'd better look twice. Yes, it's Labatt's Light, and don't it look nice? You see the bottle's brand new, with a twist off cap too. Still tastes light and so smooth, and it's looking so new. Yes, it's Labatt's Light.
Jaroslav Benart gets a penalty here, but just a great move that Dieter Hagen made right there. Look, it took the puck to the outside, had him beat, had his way to the goal, almost home free, and he had to be tripped to save that shot on the net. That could cost him, though, too.
Face off in the Czech zone. Germany on the power play. Kiesling gets the shot. He's well wide of the target. Back to the point, the other side. It's fired in. And wide on the other side, Kiesling. In behind the goal. Back to Czechoslovakia now, who take over as Hydronina clears it all the way down. 1 minute 36 seconds left in the German manpower advantage. It's 4-3 Germany leading Czechoslovakia. And third period action continues. 15 minutes, 26 seconds to play. Czechoslovakia controlling well in the power play now. Cleared down the ice. Germany trying to regroup. Pass over the open wing. And Hafner can't control it. Kiesling and Hafner both back behind their own line for Germany. That's Ernst Hafner. At center ice, Hafner over on the right side for Kiesling. Back for Hafner. Right out in front, sliding across, and Hašek just got there in time. It trickled across in front. Back to the point now for Germany. For Daner. And the Czechs closely watching the Germans in their own zone now. Hopped over Kiesling's stick. Costly right there. 44 seconds left in the penalty. To Banak from Czechoslovakia. Here's Kiesling. And Kuhl clears it over on the other side for Germany. Hagen pass ahead for Trunska. And it crossed a couple of lines.
Well, I would think the Germans are going to have to get a goal here to hang tough and maybe escape the tie in this contest. If they don't, you still get the feeling, like you got the feeling last year in the Stanley Cup Finals. You were waiting for the Islanders to win a game. They never did. You might wait for this Czech team to score another goal, and the way Friesen has been playing goal, they might not, but I just don't think a one-goal lead by Germany at this time is enough. I kind of hope it is, because they played well enough and deserve perhaps to win a hockey game.
Into the German zone now. Trunska back behind his own net. Just 13 seconds left in the manpower advantage for Germany. Center ice area. Meitinger. Now Scarf over on the left side for Meitinger, and it's golfed away by Czechoslovakia. That is enough. The penalty has expired, and it's 4-3. Germany leading Czechoslovakia now with 13 minutes, 52 seconds left on the clock. Behind his own goal, Peter Scarf for Germany. Scarf ahead for Rainer Blum. Trunska can't quite get to it. Now he does pick it up in the center ice zone. He's wrestled off the puck. Kuhl going in for Germany. And the Czechs regain control in their own zone. Lala behind his own goal. Trunska getting set for the shot and deflected just wide by Marcus Kuhl that time. Ruzicka, 17 for Czechoslovakia. Tried to find a pass on the far side. It wasn't there. Now Musil starts back for the Czechs. Dumps it in across the German line. And Trunska back to touch it. It's called on the outside. 4-3. Germany still in control.
Something new, so you'd better look twice. Yes, it's Labatt's Light, and don't it look nice? You see the bottle's brand new, with a twist-off cap too. Still tastes light and so smooth, and it's looking so new. Yes, it's Labatt's Light.
Face-off in the Czech zone with 12 minutes, 51 seconds to play. Third period, Canada Cup 84 hockey action, London, Ontario. Head for the Czechs. Spazil racing after it. Ridden out of the play by Trunska for Germany. Now, Lukács for Czechoslovakia feeds it right out in front. And Spazil can't get a shot away. Another shot from the point, and that shot from Banak was blocked by the defense.
Boy, that Czech team's scary when they get possession of the puck in the offensive end, don't they? There's a Canadian, Roy Rudiger. You know, I really like what he's doing out here, folks. Time and time again, you seem to think, hey, he must be playing defense. He must be playing defense. Nope, he comes right back deep. He's a winger, comes back deep in his own corner, controls the corner. And when the play comes out the other side, he comes into the hash marks at center ice. Never runs ahead of the play. And, oh, that's so important in this game of hockey, how you play behind your blue line, and he's just doing it perfectly.
Rudiger gets it ahead for Wolf. Now it's into the Czech zone. Schiller is after it for Germany. That's number 7, Peter Schiller. Czechs back in control. Still behind their own line. Ahead on the left side for Musil. Knocked down by Riesling. Kamish back behind his own line. Czechs try to get something going here. They're down by a goal as we approach the halfway mark of the third period. Kiesling dumps it in for Germany. The Czechs quick to regroup. Ahead on the right side for Rausel. And he can't get anywhere as the German defense standing up pretty well at its own blue line. Good stick work by Klima. Klima going in, can't get a clean shot away. Kept in by Steveniana, Czechoslovakia, but the Germans back in control of the puck in their own zone. It's cleared all the way down. The shot is on Hasek, Dominik Hasek. Second goaltender for Czechoslovakia this evening. They started the game with Schindel. He allowed 2 quick goals to Germany and was yanked about midway through the first period. Reindl just about clicked on a pass to Hagen, who was going in fairly close to alone near center ice.
He'd have been home free as the birds, wouldn't he? Whew.
Right out in front now as the Czechs apply immense pressure. Ruzicka had a chance. Now for Germany, Peter Scarf just dumps it in, racing after it. Reindl. Reindl takes the shot, just misses a wide open net as Hasek almost guessed wrong on that one. Reindl skating miles out here for Germany. That's number 7. Ubera for Czechoslovakia. Check from behind. And trailing on the play. Baynak is able to save the play for the Czechs. Lukács getting ready for the shot. He fired it wide. Had lots of territory to shoot at as Friesen had to come out to cut down the angle.
He wanted to knock down the end of the rink instead of putting it in the net, didn't he?
Well, he missed by a mile, Howie, but he had a good scoring opportunity. Here he comes again. Same shot. That time it was Kiesling. Udo Kiesling over to deflect it out of harm's way.
Look at those Czechs. 4 of them in the corner. Look, 4 of them. That's it. Against the flow. Super.
All the way down the ice. Fired by Germany. And icing will be called against the Germans, who may need a little break to get away from some of that immense Czechoslovakian pressure.
Well, here's that flip-in shot right here. Hacek comes out and starts late, but look at, he gets smart. He takes away the short side. There was a little room on the far side for that puck to go in, but not very much. Boy, unless you act immediately, you're in trouble. If you wait to make up your mind.
Uvera losing the puck in the Czech zone. Here's a chance for Germany. Oh, and neatly blocked by Uvera out in front. Another chance for the Germans. Out in front that time was Meitinger. He had a shot, but it was spoiled by Hacek. Czechoslovakia quick to the attack once more. We have 9 minutes, 29 seconds to play in the third period. Back to the point. Uvera takes the shot. Deflected just wide that time by number 21, Hacek. Germans seem to be tiring here a little bit. They've skated miles tonight. Kept in by the Czechs. And racing after it, Berdaner for Germany. Berdaner working out, and no Czechoslovakian out in front on a pass there. Kuhl is taken out of the play by Musil. This is Berdaner. Long shot by 22, Roy Rudiger. And he fired it wide. All right, Lila for Czechoslovakia. Neatly blocked.
Crowd is going crazy, isn't it?
They're all for Germany here in London, Ontario tonight. We talked about the large German population in this area. Kitchener-Waterloo just down the road. This is Gary Dornhofer country, too, isn't it, Howie?
Well, watch this Rudiger. We were talking about a moment ago, Roy Rudiger. He has some room on the far side. He didn't need speed or anything else. It was only about a foot. He had to ring it in off the post, but he missed it by about a foot. All you have to do in an opportunity like that is get it away quick, get it on that opening, get it along the ice, and it's in. The goalie's not going to make a move on it, but when you wind up and blast, you lose a little accuracy.
Peter Schuler back for Germany, clears it all the way down into the Czech zone. Racing after it back there, Musil. Musil in behind his own goal. Czechs getting a little more desperate for the tying goal every moment. Here's a chance for Germany. Good opportunity for Peter Schuler. Back to the point. Blum tries to keep it in and can't that time against Ruzicka 17. Ruzicka over to the far side. That's Calder going in across the line. Back to the point now, right out in front, and a glorious opportunity missed by Lala. Out in front once more, and no one covering the right point for Czechoslovakia. Dumped in by Baynak. Racing after it, Lala, number 20 for the Czechs. In against Hoffner. Right out in front once more, and it's kicked away. He doesn't have a skate. He doesn't have a stick. Victor Baynak tried it with his skate. Couldn't keep it in.
3 fellas out there without sticks at one time.
Czechs more desperate by the moment. Now 7 minutes, 25 seconds to play in the third period. And Kiesling clears it all the way down. Good play by the Germans under Czechoslovakian pressure once more. It's 4-3 Germany. Happy times in London.
What? We know how. We know we're born and we're born it now. So only the Yes, now. Yeah.
Well, here's where, just take a look around. There's more football than hockey here simply because fellas without sticks. I remember one time when I played with the Leafs, there were three of us. Myself, I broke my stick. Garth Bush and Bill Brilko broke theirs against the Montreal Canadiens with 5 minutes to go in a championship hockey game. I'll tell you the result of what happened after.
From the face-off, Germany in control of the puck in its own zone. Now losing it as it's kept in by Uvera for Czechoslovakia. Back to the point. Uvera gets a shot again. It's deflected wide of the target. After it is Spazil. Spazil gets it out in front, and Friesen has an easy play on it. Reindl ahead now for Hagen. Hagen going in. Takes the shot right off the Czech defenseman. Spazil. And the Germans will gain control in their own zone. That's Hagen playing it around behind his goal for Hafner. Hafner to the line and just out. Ruzicka for the Czechs. Back to Uvera. Uvera back to Ruzicka. Ruzicka going in. And can't get a shot away. For Daner into the corner. 19 for Germany. Out in front once more, and it's cleared to the blue line and out. There's going to be a penalty there. There is going to be a penalty coming up to Uvera for one of Czechoslovakia. Maybe two penalties. It's 4-3. Germany leading Czechoslovakia.
There's a time we all know when everyone does their best and everything comes together and you leave all the rest. You're number one at what you do. Number one, this spot's for you.
Yeah, Budweiser with the distinctively clean, smooth Beechwood Age taste that's made it number one, the world's most popular beer.
In all you do, this spot's for you.
Just watch this. I mentioned before, laying on of sticks. You'll see the result of a tremendous slash by number 15, Kuhl from Germany. Overa come back with one a little higher. Kuhl was very lucky he didn't have his head taken off. But I've got to say here and now, I mean, sitting just watching the last 10 minutes of this game, and Ron Wicks, I think, is just doing a heck of a job. There's all kinds of minor hooking, holding, slashing, tripping penalties, both sides being guilty. But if you were to sit here and watch this game, it is tremendous entertainment because of it. He's saying to himself, well, I'll let the little things go, and I know a lot of you people don't agree with that, but I'll let the little things go. I'll make it a heck of a hockey game, and I'll take the criticism from whoever because of it. It's a heck of a period of hockey, mainly because of Wicks.
It's been a great game all night, Howard.
Oh, it has.
No doubt about it.
This has been the best one, I think, of the three.
Czechs quickly to the attack now. Down the right side, Pashek. Pashek. Gloved ahead, and it's whistled down. There's Ron Wicks, NHL veteran, getting a little pre-NHL training.
It's going to be very interesting to see the results or see the aftermath of this. Whether the Czechoslovakian coach cries wolf, says, hey, we were elbowed, we were high stick, we were speared, we were boarded, we were slashed, like the Soviets would. If the Soviets were involved in a game like this, they are the biggest bunch of crybabies in the world. And after having said that, probably the most skilled hockey team in the world. But I think the Czechs will say, hey, we were guilty, they were guilty, and it was a heck of a hockey game. Let's shut up and play hockey the next game. I hope they do that anyways.
A minute 31 seconds left in penalties. Both teams playing a man shorthanded. Kiesling for Germany. Ooh, just out across the line. Good hit on Trunska. And Liba takes over for the Czechs. Liba for Bejnak. Bejnak playing it back once more to Svoboda. Svoboda ahead to Liba. Liba in across the line, dropped it back once more. Lukács fired it wide. Germany trying to gain control back in its own zone. Now the Czechs have the pressure on. This is Liba. Liba, far side of the ice for Svoboda. Svoboda is wide. Out across the line. Germans finally force it out. 5 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third period. It's 4-3 Germany as Bejnak moves back behind his own line for Lala. Lala over on the left outside for Musil. Musil across the line, and he's being ridden out of the play rather effectively by Rainer Bloom.
Threw the big hook out there, and Rainer was going by him. He just took his hand off the stick, grabbed him, and hung on.
Peter Scarf. Well, the Germans out in front now. Czechoslovakia, golden chance there. Missed by Kamish, rather. Shot on Friesen. Handley stops. To the line and not quite out. Penalized players are back on the ice. Franz Reindl back to his own line before looking for Hagen, number 23. Hagen now circles back to the blue line of Germany. To Reindl, back to Hagen. Hagen going in. Oh! Glorious chance for the Germans right there. Ubera for Czechoslovakia has it out at center ice. Hafner dumps it right back in for Germany. 3 minutes and 37 seconds to play. Third period. It's 4-3. Germany leading Czechoslovakia. Can the Germans hang on and pull out the upset of the Canada Cup?
How if they keep doing that, passing it up through the middle, they're going to get burned.
Right out in front, loose puck, but it was all Germany out in front of Carl Friesen. Long pass, too far in front of Roy Rudiger. Back to the point, Germans in control in the Czech zone. Nifty maneuver by Ubera that sent the German player flying over top. Long pass, far side. This is Lala, and Lala ridden out of the play. Peter Schiller for Germany. Clears it back into the Czech zone. Ubera back for it for Czechoslovakia. The shadow provided by Roy Rudiger, 22. Ubera away from it. Now at the German blue line. Ubera tries to work it out in front. And the Germans are there to cover up on the play. It's going all the way down the ice. But a moment for a breath for Germany. Well, how about this hockey game? 4-3, Germany leading Czechoslovakia.
Well, I just saw something that you don't like to see in hockey, done by a Canadian. Rudiger, he's outfought for the puck in the corner, and by Baynak, and Baynak took one stride. There's Lala there, who's just played himself a tremendous hockey game. But anyways, Rudiger just took that old end of the stick and stuck it in the stomach of Baynak, and Baynak had first instincts were to go back at him, and he didn't. He held his cool, and Rudiger was very, very lucky he didn't get a 5-minute penalty for spearing.
Well, penalties are being called. Ron Wicks is over at the
well, just a moment ago when that German player was home free, he was being harassed, and it was finally pulled down or tripped. I'm sure a lot of referees would have given the penalty. It's questionable, but he let it go, and the German team didn't complain. Oh, great move outside, inside, outside. Oh, it was a bit of a dive. It was just a legal check. I kind of thought maybe he took his feet from under him, but he just brought his stick down over top of the German player's stick, and the German player fell down. Good call by Wicks.
Germany has called a timeout, Howie.
Well, it's a smart thing to do. I think they're tiring just a little bit, and as I said earlier, they're continually breaking that basic rule of moving the puck from a position of safety through an area of danger, and the Czechs are picking up too many of them. You know, earlier on in this game, we saw a heck of a lot of Carl Friesen, and rightly so, because the Czechs were home free time and time again, and he was making great saves. Well, what's happened here so far in this second period, or third period, the Czechs have had the same number of shots, but I can't believe how effective the German team, all of them, forwards, defensemen, are in blocking shots. I'll bet you there's been 25 shots this period taken in the general direction of the net that have been blocked by the German team, and that helps.
I think the Czechs might be missing their big defenseman, Miroslav Horváth.
There's another one, but that hurt.
Horváth was banished from the game in the second period when we had a little bit of an outbreak, so he was a tower of strength out on the Czechoslovakian blue line.
Well, here's a perfect example of what I've just been talking about and why we haven't seen the finish play on Carl Friesen. The Czech team wins the draw. It goes back. Now look at here. 3 guys go down in front of the Czech player who's taken the shot, and look at in front of that net how well the guy is taken out. The German player, if we could see that again, it's just a perfect example of how to take the man out, going in front of the net to screen or to pick up the rebound. All right, watch again. Watch the draw. Now you see the Czechoslovakian centerman. Cruz in front of the net. He knows. Now see how the defenseman comes and picks him up, picks him up, picks him up. There's no way in the world that he's going to get a rebound or he's going to deflect it in. Very, very well done. Well, John, great night,
fun tonight. 2:25 left. We've got more ahead. It's 4-3, Germany leading Czechoslovakia.
It's a great, great bodily contact game. Very, very hard fought. A physical game, something that, as I've said earlier, not once, 3 or 4 times, I've been led to believe never happens in European hockey, and I'm just delighted to see them come over here and get a little oomph into the hockey game. They got some oomph into this game. And they've, at the same time, displayed tremendous skills. The majority of their skills, I've always given them full credit for skate, handle the puck, pass the puck, receive the pass, and their ability to get to open ice and move the puck there. But their checking has always been questionable. Not anymore. If forced to check, they can check and check well.
From the face-off, flipped up over the board, so they'll regroup to the right of goaltender Carl Friesen. Now, there's only 20,000 hockey players in organized hockey in Germany. And,
well, that's a heck of a lot better than here. After over the age of 16, there are not 20,000 playing the game in Canada.
Well,
you know, we make all great fuss about 600,000 kids playing minor hockey in the country. Half of them are 12 or under. There's nobody playing the game in Canada at 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. They have to get out of the game at 15 and 16 and wait till they're 35 to get back in again.
Play senior hockey.
Old-timer hockey.
Old-timers.
Sure. If it wasn't for old-timer hockey in this country, the rinks would go broke.
Cleared all the way down the ice. Racing backboard is Czechoslovakia's Vladimir Kamish. And it'll come back for another face-off in the German zone. Well, here's a man who's done a pretty good job with this German national hockey team, Xaver Unsen.
I'm going to have to get me a good interpreter because I want to talk to him. I just think he's done a heck of a job. He's a very, very interesting person. And
very calm on the bench, too, isn't he?
Well, I'll bet you his stomach is doing cartwheels. He'll become a national hero at home if they beat this Czech team, I'll tell you. There's a lot of politics involved in the result of this game.
2:07 left. Here's a chance for Czechoslovakia. Leva feeds it over on the far side.
Hit the post.
It hit the post and came bouncing right out. Friesen.
Would you believe it?
A little lucky on that one. He thought it had gone in. Now 1:52 on the clock. The Czechs getting desperate, and more so by the moment. Lukács fired it high and wide. Once more a shot that time from Spazil. And out in front, back to the point. Winding out, they
got it. They finally got one.
The German throw point. Ubera fired from the point, and Friesen couldn't hold him out forever.
Look at you think they just won the national championship. Look at this. But the German team 3 times had possession of the puck, and they piddled around with it and finally dumped out the center. Just a nice little wrist shot in the general direction of the net. It looks like a Czechoslovakian player golfed it and went in up high. Full value for that goal because the German team did have several opportunities to get it out of harm's way, to get it behind the net, to freeze it, and they didn't do it. The Czech team certainly have played forecheck very, very well and played well enough in this period to earn that goal. Now I think the big job at hand for the German team is to get out of this with a tie.
And that may be tough with 1:36 to go. Czechoslovakia has called the timeout right now. And there you see Ludi Lukács instructing his players.
There's the chance right there, but he was hooked from behind. Number 11 had a chance to control the puck. And prior to that, as I said, 2 or 3 players. Someone in front did get a hold of it and drive it up high. Friesen was down. I don't think there's any way in the world it was going to get in earlier. Well, there's Dudacek. You know,
he's a Buffalo draft pick, Howie.
Yeah, and those that have gets, that's what I've heard 3 or 4 years every time I go around the league. And Buffalo are those that have, and they get this little guy, and they said if we can ever get him out of there, he'll be a superstar. I don't doubt for a minute he would be over here, but he's having trouble making this team tonight or playing regular. Maybe he's hurting.
Has been bothered by health problems. He's been a little weak. Going right in the Czechs now from the face-off near center ice. Klima. His chance foiled at the last moment. Friesen the save, puts it behind the net. And the Germans struggling a little bit here now. Right out in front. 2 Czechs right out in front. And right again, Friesen out, a brilliant save, and everybody's down.
Brilliant save, more than that. Holy jumping. I'll tell you what, you got to give those Czechs credit. They don't want to tie, they want to win. As Pacek gets in front of the net, watch this. There's a slap that he didn't get much wood on. It hit the German player. Now look at here. There's Pacek all by himself. And Friesen comes out and makes the save of the game. They get out of this contest with a point. It's that save right there. He decided, hey, I got to get out. I got to get on top of the puck. I got to get down low. He did those three things, and he got lucky. He got lucky.
Carl Friesen stopping Peter Klima and Dusan Pacek. And there's 1:15 left face-off. In the German zone, a 4-4 tie. Thrilling hockey game. Germany hoping to hang on for the tie. Both teams looking for their first victory of this Canada Cup. In fact, their first points of Canada Cup '84. Into the final minute now. Play in the Czechoslovakian zone. Picked up back there by Calder. And the Germans bring it in across on the offside. Team captain, Ignaz Verdaner, 166th international hockey match here tonight.
Well, the guy I'm more interested in is Lurie Bukac. A little earlier on when he pulled his goalie in the first period, goal number 2. Comes off there. Goalie should have had it, no doubt about it. You get saying, well, he's a hard-hearted son of a bee, but certainly when it's a 4-4 game a minute to go, he's going to win. He's going to win. I like that kind of guy.
40 seconds on the clock now. The Czechs bottled up in their own zone. This is Liba. Liba to his own line. Still has it at center ice. And can't get across the German line as everyone's standing up. 27 seconds right now on the clock. 4-4 hockey game. Germany and Czechoslovakia. Great game so far. We're in for a big finish here as the Czechs come across the line. Back for Liba. Liba standing there. Gets ready for the shot. And fired it too high and wide. Into the corner, Germany holding on to it against the boards. 9 seconds on the clock. They flip it down the ice, and we may get back for, no we won't. It's going to end in a 4-4 tie. I'll tell you, a fun hockey evening in London, Ontario, this Canada Cup '84.
Well, I wouldn't have missed it for a 40-pound coho back in Port Alberni Canal, I'll tell you. Great game, great game.
So the final read, Germany 4 and Czechoslovakia 4. Recap in a moment. We're here now for the presentation of the Labatt's players of the game. And for Czechoslovakia, Igor Liba. For the German national team, Carl Friesen, the goaltender. And I don't think we'll have many arguments about the players of the game this night in London, Ontario. A thrilling night of hockey. It ends in a 4-4 tie. Germany coming up to surprise just about everyone, but not quite enough to pull off a victory over Czechoslovakia. Again, the final 4-4. This is Canada Cup '84.
TSN takes you back in time and invites you to relive legendary boxing matchups on Super Bouts. Muhammad Ali, Smokin' Joe Frazier, Roberto Duran, and Marvelous Marvin Hagler are only a few of the great fighters you'll see. Title fights from the 70s and 80s featuring some of the greatest moments from professional boxing history. Super Bouts is super entertainment on TSN.
Like a bird on a wing. Grab on tight, get a hold of that thing. We're up and away, trying to get through the blue. Keeping friends close, making the most of those blue sky days. And blue smiles along with you. The taste keeps coming on through. That's blue smiles along with you.
Welcome to Big Al's, the copier king. So, you want reduction, enlargement, triple cassettes, feeder sorter? Right this way, my man. What's that? You only want to spend how much?
Don't get talked into a big overpriced copier. Ask your Meet a Man for Meet's 213 RE copier with big copier features at a very low price.
How about this, baby? Only used once by an 80-year-old secretary. Where you going? Nice hanky.
Mita, full-service copiers.
Final score, we end in a draw here in London, Ontario tonight. Germany 4 and Czechoslovakia 4, the final score. Germany coming up with one of the most impressive international hockey displays they have had in quite some time. So it's 4-4 with the Czechs coming back to tie the score, 18-24 of the final period. It was some night of hockey in this Canada Cup evening here in London, Ontario. And Howie, we've talked about the surprise, but I think it really was exactly that, a surprise for just about all who saw the way that Germany could play hockey tonight.
Well, I have to agree with you 100%, but a surprise that I was very happy to be here and see.
All right, let's take a look at the scoring summary for Victoriaville, and here's how it went. It was Germany moving into a 3-0 lead on 2 goals by Steiger in the opening period. 3-0 Germany after 1 period of play. But the Czechs came back strongly with 3 straight goals. Svazel, Klima, and Liba, 3 goals within the first 12:46 of the second period. But Germany back in front once more. Hofner scoring at 14-17. So the Germans took a 4-3 lead into the final period, and then Lala at 18-24 got it even for Czechoslovakia. And the shots on goal favored the Czechs tonight, 38-24. So again, we highlight the performance of Carl Friesen, who faced 38 tonight. He was the #1 star in the first game that Germany played against Canada the other night. He is one of the stars here tonight, and certainly deserving of that honor.
I'm not so sure about deserving of that honor. He only played 2 periods. He was outstanding. The guy who really, I thought, the best fellow on the ice.
You're disagreeing
Helmut
again.
Steiger. He played 2 periods before he got thrown out, but he won the fight. He scored 2 goals. He just played super. Friesen sure played well. Liba, I thought, he's big, he's tough, he's intense, and can play hockey at the same time. Peter Kleeman and Peter Rousel. Oh, they got a pair of wheels between them. Can they motor? And Rudy Horva, that big guy on defense, he too has skills and is tough. Hey, they're great hockey players.
So 2 ties in 2 nights in Canada Cup hockey action. What do you think?
Well, if the game was like it was tonight, who cares? Great entertainment. You don't really need a winner in a contest like this to get your money's worth.
All right. As far as looking at the standings right now, I mean, Czechoslovakia really continues to have a chance. A loss tonight would have made it pretty difficult for Czechoslovakia to advance the medal round as the Czechs line up against the United States. They will play in Buffalo on Thursday night.
I'll tell you what, they play Buffalo, they play Canada with the same physical force they did tonight, with that same desire, with that same discipline and that skill level. You're going to have 2 of the greatest hockey games ever played in Canada Cup, guaranteed.
All right, let's look ahead to Buffalo on Thursday night. We'll be there for TSN, and that's the only game in the United States in this Canada Cup. It could be a pretty good evening with Team USA having a couple of Buffalo Sabres, most notably Tom Barrasso playing in goal in his home building. What would you think might transpire on Thursday night when we move on to Buffalo?
Oh, Barrasso's got to go behind the net to field the puck. It cost him 2 goals the other night because he couldn't get his big fat rear end out of the net and go behind and stop it and went to the other team. Certainly he's going to have to stand up because these guys can go high and go high very, very well, and they're smart hockey players. And certainly I think they got to get Housley going. Housley's a quality hockey player, quality defenseman, and unless he goes and plays regularly and plays well, Team USA could be in trouble, but they're going to have their hands full tomorrow, Sunday.
Howie, let's look back and watch that tying goal. It was a well set up play as far as the Czechs were concerned.
Well, they just went in and out-muscled the German team for the puck, threw it out in the middle, and there wasn't a German player there to intercept it. They tried to get down and block the shot. It hit about 3 different fellas and went in front of the net, and bang, I'm sure it was golfed up high over Friesen. But there you'll see that it's 2 against 2, and all night long, I'm really amazed at the forechecking of the Czech team. They often send 4 fellas in one-third of the ice surface, and that basically is not a good thing to do unless you got tremendous wheels in behind, and unless you're sure coming up with the puck. Most times tonight they did come up with the puck.
I don't think we really question the talent on this Czech national hockey team, but I guess you have to wonder that maybe it was the youth aspect on the team that caused them a slow start against Germany. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, right. First time you've been right tonight.
Howie Meeker, thank you very much. More Canada Cup action on TSN. We'll continue on Thursday night when we move on to Buffalo. It'll be the same Czechoslovakian national team against the United States, and we look forward to bringing you that game. Again, the final score here tonight in a thrilling hockey game. 4-4, Germany surprising Czechoslovakia. A 4-4 hockey game, and we really did enjoy ourselves. We hope you enjoyed this Canada Cup coverage here on TSN, and there's more ahead. We've got lots more sports action from Canada Cup hockey ahead on the Sports Network, TSN.
Welcome back to TSN Control in Toronto. Jim Van Horn along with Bruce Hood and Roger Nielsen. Gentlemen, I think you'd have to say that even though the Czechs came back with a goal late in the game to tie and ended up 4-all, it had to be a moral victory for Germany just to hold the high-powered Czechoslovakians to that tie.
Well, until the last 2 minutes, the Germans, I thought, played a masterful third period. They kept their hitting game up, but they didn't take the bad penalties. They harassed the Czechs, not deep in the Czech zone, but up in the neutral zone, so they never got caught, and they didn't give the Czechs those breakaways they'd had earlier. And as Howie Meeker mentioned, they were blocking shots, throwing themselves in front of it, and they really played a smart third period. And it was unfortunate that they just couldn't quite hold on.
What is it, Bruce? A matter of just maybe saying to yourself, my God, I'm this close. Am I going to get any closer? Can I actually beat these people? And say to yourself, and then you start losing your confidence, and you get tight, and they score the goal?
Well, I think it all goes hand in hand. They were up and playing so well, and everybody is wanting to do it all by themselves. And in that split second, a little breakdown, and bang, bang, and it's in the net. But they played marvelous. They lost. They came here with like their two best players, Kuhnackel and Kreis. And I mean, that'd be like the Oilers losing Gretzky and Coffey. And yet they come up with a great showing against a super hockey club.
I would have to think that after last night's tie between Canada and the United States, it will make it easier for the Czechs to make it to the playoff round. But if Canada or the States had won last night, it would have made it pretty difficult for Czechoslovakia to get in.
Well, that would really have been something if the Czechs hadn't got in. But right now, it's opened the way a little for Sweden, maybe too. And it's thrown the Canada Cup into all these ties in a bit of a turmoil, and it's going to go right down to the last game to see who's in what position.
Taking a look back, is it a matter of saying, okay, the United States upset Canada yesterday by coming from behind to score the 4-all tie. Tonight it was Germany holding the Czechs to a 4-all tie. Now, are these upsets, or is maybe the complexion of international hockey changing?
I don't know. That's the third time I've seen Germany play, and they had a lot of good plays out there tonight. The coach, he wears the hat. He reminds me of Punch Imlach. And I was going to say earlier, I didn't think he had the talent and the plays, but after watching tonight, they had a neat play where they dump the puck in and the player goes on by the defenseman. They have 3 or 4 good plays that I hadn't seen in previous games. So who knows what they'll do in the next game. It's going to be interesting.
Roger, you saw Team Sweden and Czech and West German play the other last week. I was going to make a point, but we can't because we're running out of time and we're getting set for the next game. We are now getting set to go west from here. We're going all the way out to Calgary to the Olympic Saddle Dome for the game between the Soviets and Sweden. That should be, if it's as good as this one, we're going to appreciate it. Let's now go to Calgary.